recovered. They lost 9-3. They actually scored the last 3 runs of last night's game. Tonight, Jared Leverett will be taking the hill for the Barnstormers. He is 7-5 on the season. Right-hander Will Oliver going. He will be 4-3 coming into tonight's ball game. Nothing really new on the front for either ball club. The Patriots, as you may recall, got off to a 4-0 start this year at the expense of the Lancaster Barnstormers. Since then, the Barnstormers have had the better overall record. They're the top 2 teams in the Atlantic League. So I wanted to get Brett Jody's take on his start and how he feels Ross Peoples is faring as a manager, considering they have the same experience coming up through this league as a player, then a coach, and then following a legendary manager. So we'll ask Brett, how's Ross doing? Brett will give us his answer next here on the Gockenauer Home Appliances Dugout Report.
After you juggle the kids, sports, homework, housework, and squeeze in a moment for yourself, there isn't much time left to plan activities to keep your family having fun together. So give yourself a break and head to Strasburg Railroad, where the 45-minute steam train ride is just the beginning. There are family-friendly train events, vintage baseball, shop tours, a steampunk weekend, plus our popular Day Out with Thomas trains. The fun is as endless as your imagination. Reserve your tickets at strasburgrailroad.com.
It's a new season with a new manager, but Gockenauers is still here supporting your 2017 Lancaster Barnstormers. Hi, I'm Adam Gockenauer, and I want you to know Gockenauers is committed to serving you and our local community in everything we do. We've been in business for 68 years and are 4 generations strong. Stop in today to see how appliance and grill shopping can be a pleasant experience and save you money at the same time. I'll be back after the Dugout Report to tell you about our special events this season.
Welcome back to this edition of the Gockenauer Home Appliances Dugout Report. Joining me, the manager of the Somerset Patriots, Brett Jody. And Brett, congratulations on your first half title. Always a great thing, especially considering what you guys have been through this year, losing players to major league organizations and foreign entities. And you know what the Barnstormers have gone through this year. There's a lot that's comparable between these 2 ball clubs.
Absolutely. It's really impressive that both of our teams kind of lead, the league, I guess, in wins right now with the amount of people we've lost and the amount of success, I guess, with getting guys signed, which is obviously one of the main goals. I know we take pride in that, and you guys have done a great job this year also. So it's been we've been fortunate to be able to kind of replace those guys. Hit a little stretch this second half where it's been kind of tough to replace those guys, and we haven't been as hot as we want to be, but I think we have a lot of guys in place right now, and hopefully we start to, raise our game, raise our level a little bit here in the next few weeks to get ready for those playoffs. And speaking of those, y'all got a big game coming up, I guess, the 14th, which is kind of it's different to the league. We're the only first half champions so far, and it's to be so far into the season and only have one team that wrapped up a playoff berth. It's really phenomenal. But I wish you guys the best of luck.
Your ball club started off, we caught you opening weekend, and I think that was unfortunate because if we hadn't had you on the schedule for opening weekend, we might already be there. Your ball club got off to such a terrific start, and I'm always impressed whenever I see a Patriots ball club early, how well you guys gel. You got guys coming in from everywhere, and a 10-day long spring training, and yet you guys were clicking that opening weekend like you'd played together for 5 years.
It is tough. You're bringing in guys from all over the different parts of the United States and world for that much, and different levels of competition and stuff you bring them in from, and you got to get them ready in a short time. I think we have about a 9-day spring training. Anywhere from getting physicals in to learning the whole system, all the signs, and get the arms ready for the pitchers and get the ABs in. You know what it's like. There's a lot of stuff to accomplish in a short amount of time, but we hit the ground running. I'm big on communication, so I really talk to each and every one, everybody. We have a lot of meetings during that time with the team, and also have a lot of individual meetings just to try to let everybody know where they fit in and what we expect and stuff like that. And we work hard in the offseason. John Hunton obviously does a great job, and I work with him to bring in those guys in the locker room. We work very hard to get the right group in there. I think that's huge. But we again, there's no surprises. We tell them what to expect, and we kind of know what we're getting when we bring them in and get them to work and get after it and try to hit the ground running. But it doesn't always happen that way. Sometimes we'll get off to slow starts, but we've been fortunate this year to have had a good group, and and got off to a good start. So don't know the formula for that or anything, but we know we have a short amount of time to get there, and we work hard to try to accomplish that goal.
One thing that's always impressed me about the Patriots, how you guys are always able to weave younger players in and get them to succeed. Scott Kelly's been with you for years. Right now I want to focus on Justin Pacioli, who was like your last guy off the bench. We saw him first at bat of the season. He gets a clutch base hit for you guys that opening weekend series, and he's really become one of your go-to guys, a guy with not a lot of professional playing experience under his belt.
Yeah, you look for those guys for budget reasons primarily. If you had an unlimited budget, you'd probably get a lot of big leaguers and more veteran guys, but you need those guys to kind of fill in. But I've been looking at numbers long enough where I actually had a really good feeling about him. He didn't get released from, I think, the Padres because lack of ability. He got released because he asked for his release because he had, I think at the time, somebody was sick in his family and he kind of had to take care of that person. I believe it was his mother, if I'm correct on that, but I don't want to speak out of turn. But we really looked to see that he was a guy that was a fairly high pick. Had a lot of skills. We did a lot of research on him, and he came in and just really impressed us with his speed, his versatility in the outfield. He's very athletic. He puts the bat on the ball, uses all fields, and really is a spark plug for us. But had a good feeling that he would be somebody that could contribute. Didn't know he would be the all-star caliber player that he is this year, but really felt like he'd be a solid addition for us. And he's not let us down at all. He's actually surpassed probably our expectations. But I really felt comfortable with him coming in, and we do take pride now. We got a lot of young guys throughout the lineup. We've had 3 or 4 at times this year that are either college or a little bit of A-ball or something. And I feel like everybody deserves a chance. If you go out there and work hard and think through the game and stay away from the mental mistakes and stuff like that, and obviously hustle will take away a lot of those mistakes. We feel good about it. So very happy to have Pacioli. He's been great for us. He's a great person.
You look in the other dugout and you see a guy whose experience sort of matches yours. Pitched in this league, although Ross pitched a lot longer in this league than you did. Then coaching and now managing, and not just taking over as manager, but taking over for one of the legends of the Atlantic League. You took over for Sparky. Ross takes over from Butch. So you look back to when you first started managing in 13, compare yourself then to where Ross is right now.
I think it's very similar. You're right. You're taking over for 2 guys that really, in my opinion, it was Sparky and Butch that were kind of the big-time guys you looked at and respected. And obviously, Sparky was in the Atlantic League the whole time. Butch stayed in Nashville, which changed to Can-Am, I believe, or whatever. But bounced around a little bit through Southern Maryland and different places, and he's had success everywhere he's been in a lot of playoffs and everything. But just like I said, when they said, how are you going to take over for Sparky? I'm like, you don't fill those shoes. You kind of create your own path. You learn from him. I learned from the legend Sparky Lau and coached under him, played under him. And I really learned a lot of things from him, and I'm sure Ross did with Butch and everybody. He was surrounded through all those years. So you kind of take little bits from everybody you're around, and I think Ross has obviously done a tremendous job. And he was comfortable with the play of the league because he saw what it was like to be successful as a pitcher. He signed players for a year or 2 or something, or helped Butch do it. So he got his feet wet and didn't just get thrown into the mix. I think he had a big-time comfort level, same as myself with the Patriots. I think that helps when you're comfortable in a situation. You kind of know how to build your team and what you're going to need to be successful, and I think that's really helped Ross, and it obviously helped me.
Yeah, you see that now. A lot of the managers in this league have played in this league. You 2 guys and Kevin Baez at Long Island. How much is being familiar with this league and the way it works, the way it operates? How much is that important to being able to manage successfully?
Well, I think it is. I think there's a growth period. It's just like I remember playing in all the different leagues coming up, and you'd have to learn that league, whether a changeup would be effective in that league or whether it's more of a cutter league or if you can get away with more fastballs or whatever. It just seemed like that's how it was for me coming up, playing in different systems, A-ball, AA, AAA, whatever league we're talking about. And I think the same is true here. You know what kind of pitching style works. You know what you're looking for as far as players. Do you want speed? Do you want power? Your park obviously plays more to lefty power hitters or something, so are you going to go heavier on that side? I know they've always had a bunch of switch hitters in Lancaster and lefties and stuff like that, so that's something big for there. But I remember a lot of the big names they bring into this league, and it is a little bit of a period to kind of get comfortable and see what you need. It's not their knowledge is lacking. They know the game, but you have to know each league specifically, I believe. And it doesn't take long to figure it out, and I think that's why there's been success from a lot of people. But I do think it helps with the transition from a Butch to a Ross or Sparky to me to have somebody that is comfortable, that already knows, and you kind of hit the ground running with no surprises rather than kind of hitting that phase where you have to kind of take your lumps. And by the time you take your lumps in the first half will be over, and you're shooting for the second half, and as we well know, there's no telling what's going to happen in the second half. You can lose a bunch of guys again or get the injury bug or whatever. So you really have to strike while it's hot here and hope you hit a good stretch enough to win a half, and that's what we were fortunate enough to do, and it looks like you guys are in good position too.
Yeah, winning the first half is so critical, and you're able right now, if you get a guy who's got a little bit of a nagging injury, you can rest him for a couple of days, not have to be terribly concerned about it, and it's a very good position to be in, and that's what Ross, I know, is looking forward to on Monday, where Southern Maryland almost has to win Monday because they're pretty well back in the second half race.
Yeah, they are. At least you got two different ways to win it right now. It is early still. There's a lot of things that can happen, but it really is kind of a weight lifted off where you can maybe put some pitchers in different situations that you wouldn't normally do, or leave them out there for an extra hitter to see if they can get out of a jam or something like that. Or like you said, a guy's got a little nagging hamstring or something, you can give him a couple days rather than, if you're 2 games up with 18 to play, you got to play those guys and try to go after each and every game. So it allows for that. I can say the only negative would be, do you get everything you need to get out of each and every guy every night? Because you don't want to set a precedent that we don't want to win and stuff like that. Because obviously I'm a competitor. I want to win each and every day. But I say this, I want to compete. Our guys know we want to compete. We want to win, but you don't win at all costs like you would in maybe the first half. But we really never treat people like that because we don't want to get guys hurt, because we want to get them back to affiliated or wherever their goals are. But we do a good job bouncing the lineup through. But I'm not going to sit there and complain about winning the first half and having a little bit of relaxation at times and able to make different moves and see what's going to happen. And I know Ross will be looking forward to that too.
Well, Brett, thanks for taking time out tonight. Good luck to your ball club against everybody else. I know we see a lot of each other here the next 3 or 4 weeks.
I think 8 times in a row or something we play. I looked ahead in the schedule, so 4 at our place, 4 here or whatever. So, yeah, I guess we're going to have a lot to do with how you guys make it. Unless you win on the 14th, it doesn't matter. We can just have a nice fun-filled day of playing some baseball for the fans.
Brett Jody joining me tonight on the Gockenauer Home Appliances Dugout Report. I'll be back with the starting lineups in just a moment right here on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
Another great dugout report. Adam Gockenauer from Gockenauer Appliances back with you again to remind you to please stop by our showroom in East Petersburg to see all the best appliance brands on the market today. Brands like GE, Maytag, Whirlpool, Speed Queen, and Fisher & Paykel. We not only can save you money on your purchase, but provide you with our own service, delivery, and installation. Join our family and let us show you how fun appliance shopping can be. Gockenauer's in East Petersburg.
Hey Barnstormers fan, be in the know as soon as it happens. We have a number of social media options for you to stay in touch with everything Stormers. Know what Silo's up to, the latest player moves, game results, schedule changes, and be the first to get in on surprise flash deals. Or simply buy our tickets or ask us questions. So like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter or Instagram, watch us on YouTube, and be a part of the growing Barnstormers family on social media.
Well, very quickly, here are the starting lineups tonight. First, for the visiting Somerset Patriots, it will be Alfredo Rodriguez leading off at short. Justin Tramp moves into second base. He'll bat number 2. Justin Piccoli will be in center field. He will hit third. The cleanup batter is the designated hitter Kyle Roller. Mark Minikazi batting 5th, playing first base. Carlos Guzman is in right field, hitting 6th. The catcher batting number 7 will be Adam Donahue. Scott Kelly is at third base tonight, and he will bat 8th. Aaron Eggleston making the start in left field, batting number 9, with Will Oliver on the hill. He comes in at 4 and 3. For the Barnstormers, Bo Amaral leading off in center. Trayvon Robinson's in right. Sean Holton at first base. Josh Bell at third, at least to start tonight. He is the cleanup batter. Lastings Millage batting 5th and left. Nate Coronado batting 6th at shortstop. Then it will be Garrett Weber at second base, Tyler Clark, the catcher, and Brian Hoover, the DH. Jared Leverett on the mound, 7 and 5. Coming in, we'll have play-by-play baseball coming your way next, right here on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel. Welcome back from Clipper Magazine Stadium, along with James Murray. Dave Collins with you as we play Somerset for the second out of 4 here this weekend, and hopefully dodging the weather tonight. Right now, the radar does not look bad. It looks somewhat favorable for getting baseball in here. There's a line of storms off to our north. There's another really bad one going through the D.C. and Northern Virginia area right now, but that's headed west to east pretty much, and we're in between, so hopefully it will stay that way, at least for the duration of the festivities here tonight, which includes Barnstormers baseball and a postgame Jimmy the Whale concert at Clipper Magazine Stadium here tonight. Left-hander Jared Leverett on the hill tonight for the Barnstormers, and Lancaster needs innings, and they need quality innings out of Leverett. Over the last turn through the rotation, the 5 rotation starters have averaged allowing 7 runs in 4 1/3 innings. That has been the average start for the Barnstormers for the past 5 games. It's taking a toll on the team. It's taking a toll on the bullpen. But sometimes you will see that happen. One bad start leading into another, and you can turn the corner the next time the rotation. You can get 5 consecutive quality starts. This happens to be the first time Somerset will see Leverett this year, amazingly enough. They have not had a chance to face Jarrett. Leverett is 7-5. He has thrown 99 2/3 innings and allowed 134 hits. He has walked 39, struck out 71. His ERA 5.87. He, in his last start, was not involved in the decision in the ballgame that the Barnstormers rallied to win last Saturday, 12-11. He gave up 12 hits and 9 runs in 4 1/3 innings there. The Barnstormers taking on the Patriots, and Alfredo Rodriguez leading off tonight for Somerset, batting .243 with no home runs, 22 runs batted in. He drew a walk on 5 pitches last night to get the ball game underway. 9 runs on the board before the top half of the 3rd inning ended. A nice way to start for Jared Leverett. He finds the strike zone, 0-1. Dave Shirk calling balls and strikes tonight. Buzz Albert at first. John Harrington is over at third. The wind, Leverett comes back, and he misses away. A ball and a strike. Josh Bell at third. Nate Coronado at short. Garrett Weber at second. Sean Holton at first. Lastings Millage. Bo Amaral and Trayvon Robinson, the outfield from left to right. Check swing as the pitch angles low, and that is ball 2. 2-1 to Rodriguez. Tyler Clark again doing the catching with 6'3" left-hander from Georgia. Jarrett Leverett on the hill, one-time San Francisco farmhand. Here's the motion and the 2-1 pitch, nailing the outside corner at the knees. We go to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wind tonight is blowing out toward right field. I would expect that the ball will travel well tonight. With that wind blowing, the warm, muggy air probably rising, with storms, I'm sure, eventually coming this way. But as I say, for now, I think we look pretty good.
There's another reason for Leverett to really keep pitching low in the zone. That way he can induce a lot of the ground balls and keep the balls from traveling toward the picnic porches.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Leverett will come back. The payoff pitch, skim towards shortstop. Coronado will pick and throw. He guns down Rodriguez, 1 out. Justin Trapp, the second baseman, stepping in. Trapp batting .239 with no home runs and 8 runs batted in. Barnstormers don't have their entire contingent available out of the bullpen. R.J. Hively should be back tomorrow or Sunday, but they want to make sure everything's okay from that shot he took in the head the other day in Bridgeport. That was scary. It was a one-hopper. It wasn't a line drive back to the mound. A one-hopper, it bounced crazily and got him actually behind the ear. He's going to be okay. Ball is outside, 1-0 to Trapp. But I have to tip my hat to Jared Benner being very cautious with Hively in that situation. Followed his protocols and made sure that RJ was going to be all right. That those head injuries can take very, very serious turns for the worse hours later unannounced. 2 balls and nothing with 1 out here. Trapp awaiting, Leverett finding the zone. It is 2-1. Justin Trapp was batting .195 coming into last night's game, but he took care of that very quickly, going 3 for 3 in the first 3 innings. He had a bunt single, a double to the wall and right, and an RBI base hit up the middle in those first 3 ABs. Ball 3 is high and inside. 3-1 from Leverett, who has averaged about 3.5 walks per 9 innings on the season. The offering, this is taken to center field. Amaral will have to play it on a hop, and Trapp has it going again. Base runner aboard with 1 out. Justin Trapp, a guy who can run. He has stolen 4 in 5 attempts. We'll see if Somerset tests those waters early tonight.
Yeah, Trapp didn't even employ the idea of stealing yesterday, even though he was on base 4 different times.
Justin Peccioli will step in, a guy I discussed at length with Brett Jody on the Dugout Report tonight. This story has been impressive. .299 with 26 runs batted in for Peccioli. Leverett to the plate, and he's right there for called strike 1. Peccioli last night, 1 for 4, but he played a key role in the 4-run first inning as well, simply dropping a bunt down. And Tyler Clark was unable to make the clean pickup and was charged with an error. Here comes the 0-1. Peccioli with a line drive out toward right field. Over hustling is Robinson. He makes the catch and can't get off a throw nearly in time to first base. Trapp ducking back in.
I think he thought better of chucking one into first base.
Well, there was no daylight there.
No, there really wasn't.
Something can only go wrong if he makes that throw.
That's exactly right, and I'm glad he thought that.
Kyle Roller to the plate. Roller is batting .317 with 16 homers and 51 runs batted in. He is the one guy in this lineup that is going to hit for power consistently. Everybody else more of a spray hitter, speed guy. But Roller is the bopper, and you always have to be concerned about him in this ballpark. Throw goes to first. Trapp jumping back in, though it was Minikazi who hit the home run off of Tommy Shirley last night. The Barnstormers are in a situation, just because of the way things fell with Evans leaving and Gardner coming in, where the 3 lefties are now in succession in this rotation. Swing and a miss by Roller. He goes down a strike against Leverett, 0-1.
That's a big-time swing and a miss as he knows and wants to take advantage of that wind over there. For his bat, it doesn't take much of a stroke. 2
hits and a sac fly for Roller last night. Lights are on here. Skies are overcast. A ball is low. And a 1 ball, 1 strike count on the DH. Roller has occupied that role and the cleanup spot both nights in this series. Trapp leads off first. Looks like he's itching to go. Gets Leverett's attention, and Jarrett throws to first base. Leverett's got a very good move that Trapp has not seen. It could get interesting here on that front. Leverett will work from the set. He's going to come to the plate. The runner goes, and there's a blast to right center field. Way back it goes, and the walls will not contain it. It's up on the walkway. Kyle Roller with his 17th home run of the season, and Somerset gets off to a 2-0 start tonight. They scored 4 in the first inning last night. The Barnstormers have to get a good start somewhere.
They really do. They need it. They need everything calmed down. That way the bullpen can still recuperate after being used.
The bullpen has been overworked.
They have been. Days on days, they've been 3 pitchers a game almost. And
the one start that we didn't talk about in the middle of all this was from the bullpen.
Yep.
John Kuchno pitched very well for 4 innings in the day game a couple of days ago in Bridgeport. First pitch strike in on Minikazi. It is 0-1, but the numbers kind of speak for themselves from this starting rotation over the last few days. Upstairs for a ball on Minikazi, it is 1-1. It'll be Rami Lewis and then Joe Gardner for the remaining 2 games of this series. Inside, spinning Minikazi around. 2 balls and a strike.
And that one, that Roller hit, I don't think it needed any of the wind to help push it any further.
nor did it really need the dimensions of this ballpark.
No,
Swing
no,
and a miss.
clearly.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
He put a Wilkins shot over there.
Yeah, it wasn't hit that far.
It did go off the Wise board. I don't know if you saw that.
I knew it was up in the neighborhood of the walkway, at least had the walkway.
Yeah, it went off the Wise board and then bounced onto the walkway.
3-2 now on Minikazi. Leverett rears back. Here's the payoff. And that's strike 3 called on the inside corner. Minikazi thought that he had the walk, at least tried to sell it that way. It's a 2-run first inning for Somerset on 2 hits with no errors and nobody left on base. Bottom half of the first coming up. The Barnstormers will face Will Oliver. They scored 9 runs in 4 innings against him the last time they saw him. We'll see if they can repeat that tonight. 2-0 in favor of the Patriots.
Localflavor.com, local flavor, localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com, too. And you can get them right on your phone, thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Right-hander Will Oliver with the start tonight for the Somerset Patriots. Oliver from Newport Beach, California, 30 years of age, 6'2" and 185 pounds. A right-hander, a one-time New York Yankees farmhand. He's bounced around. This is his 3rd season in Somerset, and the first time he hasn't really been dominant. He's 4-3. His ERA is 5.5 here. First pitch to Bo Amaral, a called strike. It is 0-1. 89 hits allowed for Oliver in 68 innings. He's walked 28 and struck out 60. Amaral at no balls and a strike. He looks at another, this one missing. And the count is 1-1. Bo at 368 with 2 home runs, 13 runs banded in. He has 20 hits in 49 at-bats in his last 11 games. Swinging a ball sliced foul up toward the sky boxes on the third base side. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Barnstormers immediately down by a pair. And this is now dating back to Saturday. The 3rd time in the last 4 home games the Barnstormers have been trailing before they step into the batter's box. Ground ball foul up the first base side. And
that's a trend we'd all like to
We know the
cease.
Barnstormers can come from behind. We've seen that, but you don't want to be in that position every night.
No.
Amaral batting 1 and 2. Trayvon Robinson and Sean Halton the foul. Oliver ready to go, and that is just inside ball 2. And 2 strikes on Amaral. Scott Kelly at third. Alfredo Rodriguez the shortstop. Justin Trapp at second. Mark Minikazi is the first baseman. Aaron Eggleston, Justin Pacioli, and Carlos Guzman, the outfield from left around to right. Adam Donahue, the Patriots veteran, in back of the plate tonight. Here's a 2-2. Amaral with a chopper fielded nicely by Oliver going to his left. He will underhand to get Bo, 1 out. Trayvon Robinson, the one-time Patriot, will come to the plate. Just about a year ago when Robinson came from Somerset to Lancaster. finished strong last year as a Barnstormer, and he's been with us all the way this year, batting .268 with 5 homers and 29 runs batted in. Lancaster would like to accomplish something early tonight before another game gets out of control. Fastball high and outside, ball 1 to Robinson.
This one can't afford to get let out of control because last time Leverett started, it certainly wasn't his best start, and them piling up runs, and Ross tried to run him as far as he could, but it was only through 4 1/3.
Breaking ball is good for a strike. Oliver working to Robinson at 1-1.
Not to mention Leverett utilizes a lot of pitches every time out, so it's hard to stretch a guy out when he gets to 100 around 5th inning.
Inside, the edge to Trayvon Robinson at 2-1, 22 pitches for Leverett in that first inning. Halton to follow, and then if anybody's on base, Josh Bell. 2-1, Trayvon, ground ball toward the middle. Rodriguez will be there to take it. He'll throw from behind the bag. The throw is low but handled. 2 outs. Sean Halton to the plate, batting .265 with 22 home runs, and he has knocked in 72, and
here comes the
rain begins to fall. All of a sudden, we saw people just sprinting for cover, and umbrellas popping open. It does not seem from here to be raining necessarily all that hard. The umpires will keep play going.
It's coming down.
It's intensifying. Here's the pitch to Halton, swung on and missed. I'll tell you what the Barnstormers do not need here. Even though they're trailing 2-0, they don't need to burn a starter.
They don't need the weather to help them burn a starter either.
Disaster waiting to happen. Smash to the hole at shortstop. There is Rodriguez. He can set and make the throw. Halton's retired. Good swing, but not the result Sean was looking for. A 1-2-3 inning. Nothing across. We're at the end of 1. It is 2-0 Somerset.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Not only does the Federal Tap House have the largest selection of craft draft beers in Lancaster City, they have amazing food to go along with those elite beers. Open every day for both lunch and dinner, their menu has something for everyone, including a special lunch menu available every Monday through Friday, as well as their normal menu. So when you're in the mood for great wood-fried pizzas, handcraft coal-fired burgers, or our all-inspiring duck fat fries, head over to the Federal Tap House. That's the Federal Tap House, 201 North Queen Street in downtown Lancaster, open by 11:30 every day of the week.
Jared Leverett to face Carlos Guzman, Adam Donahue, and Scott Kelly. And we go to the top of the second inning. The Patriots off to the 2-0 start. And the rain is letting up. People are starting to file back down. And as I look at the radar, it was just a small patch that floated this way, nothing major. And absolutely no reason to call for the tarp. The umpires making the right decision there, with the assistance, of course, of Barnstormers management. They run out there with the phones with the radar, life in the 21st century.
Of course.
Here is Guzman leading off the motion, and the Leverett pitch gets past Tyler Clark and rolls back out to Guzman. We had one the other day in Bridgeport come right back to Scott Schumann.
Wow.
He missed everything. The ball hit the backstop and kicked right back to the mound. 1-0 offering, ground ball right side, pulled into the glove of Garrett Weber. He sucks it up and throws to first. Guzman retired, 1 away. Adam Donahue to the plate, the catcher at 253 with 2 homers, 17 runs batted in. He is a player coach now for Brett Jody.
We'll see if he wants to employ another bunt. I remember he did that the last time they were here, just out of the blue. Just bunt single, beat it out, didn't even have to run.
This wouldn't necessarily be the situation to call for it. High and outside, 1-0.
Yeah, they had a runner on first base, and they're still playing back regardless, and Donahue just bunts it down in a big inning once again.
Leverett to the plate, a strike called. It is now 1-1. The Barnstormers trail this season's series 7-4, and they've only beaten Somerset twice in the history of the franchise, and it was Sparky's last 2 years. Breaking ball to the inside corner, 1-2, and one of those years it was 16-4.
Oh my!
I think that was 2012. But Brett Jody has the Barnstormers number as a manager. Started with that 4-game sweep up there, opening weekend. Ball is high. Donahue batting 2-2.
Sparky, one of your favorites?
Sparky's a classic.
Of course.
Absolutely classic. Here is the 2-2, and that's strike 3 called. Dave Shirk says so. Second called, third strike for Leverett in the ball game. Scott Kelly coming in. Kelly, the third baseman, 248 with a home run, 29 runs batted in. Some of my favorite pregame interviews in my 12 and 2/3 season sitting here have been with Sparky.
Mm-hmm.
He is he's a gem. He has just a great sense of humor. I enjoy seeing him when we go to Somerset.
How'd you view him as a player?
Yeah, he was a Yankee, so
I understand this, yes.
I liked him when he was a Red Sox. I didn't like him when he was a Yankee. As an Oriole fan growing up, I was sort of lukewarm to the Red Sox and just did not like the Yankees at all.
Yeah.
One strike on Kelly. Leverett seems to be getting settled in. Next pitch, good for a strike on the outside corner. Jarrett's ahead 0-2. This is the kind of inning the Barnstormers need out of Leverett. This one and a few repeated afterwards. Fastball is high, 1-2. Because there's still that game Monday.
Yep.
It is the focus right now for Ross Peoples, the coaching staff, and the ball club. That's the one. You win that one, nothing else matters for a few weeks. You want to win these games, but it's not essential if you win Monday. But you don't have a crystal ball.
Nope. And Monday will be for all the marbles. It'll be for whatever ounce of energy these guys have left to play with, and they need to throw it out on the field against Gabby Hernandez.
Ball 3 is inside. The problem is, and I've said this before, that you still have to win these games this weekend just in case. And it's the second time this ball club's had to go through it. And it's difficult, to say the least. That is high, and Kelly is on with a 2-out walk.
Yeah, gets ahead of him with 2 strikes, and then Kelly works the walk.
24 for 36 is Kelly stealing bases this year. Aaron Eggleston, left-handed batting left fielder, coming to the plate. Not quite the year this year that Eggleston's had in the past. 251 with a couple of home runs, but this guy is a ball player. Leverett delivers, and that is down. He's missed with 5 in a row. Ball 1, no strikes. Eggleston is now 36 years of age. Throw heads over to first, and Kelly is back in. Lives in Las Vegas. He's been a Patriot for a good while now. Leverett back to the plate. Here's the 1-0, and that's taken for a strike. 1-1. Right now, by the way, the forecast for Monday, 20% chance of rain during the day, 60% chance of rain at night. Well, that has changed since yesterday, but still likely to get that game in Monday night unless it worsens. It's just supposed to be showers in the evening, and we'll play through it. Both ball clubs in the league will want to get that game in.
Oh, yes. They will, and I'm sure Bridgeport does too.
There goes Kelly. The pitch is a breaking ball, popped up down the left field line. Giving chase is Millage. Lastings reaching out in foul territory, and that is a foul ball, and he's unable to secure it. And now it looks like Millage is down. Is he going to come up out of there? Yeah, he's all right. I saw Nate Coronado darting down that way, and now the training staff is as well. Jared Binner heads out.
And Millage tells him you can go. Gives him it's all right. I guess he just probably got the wind knocked out of him in the dive.
Haunches right now.
Oh, yeah.
But there are so many obstacles down there. He was headed right for the bullpen mound. So they're checking out Lastings, Millage. Meanwhile, the count on Aaron Eggleston, a ball and 2 strikes with Scott Kelly back to first base. Millage is okay. The Barnstormers can't lose anybody else.
Oh.
De La Rosa will come back tomorrow. We don't have an update on Cole Garner.
Or Clevenger's knee.
He's been out for a few days. Clevenger's got a bum knee.
Those are pieces you can't work too hard when they're already hurting. Your knees, especially, you can put them at first, you can DH them, what have you, but still, you got to run, you got to do little things here and there, and anything could tweak you. What, Garner's got a jammed thumb?
So that ball actually, did they call catcher's interference?
Goodness, they may have.
They may have. Eggleston's at first base, and Rodriguez stands in.
That's the only thing I can think of.
That's
that
the
they
only
would have
thing.
Called.
When you don't know what else there is,
that's what it is.
It's catcher's interference. I looked down. Rodriguez was at the plate after we were tracking Lastings Millage along the left field line. 1 ball and no strikes. And there's a pickoff throw to second. Leverett's got a good one, but Kelly read it, and he's back in. Leverett earlier picked off a guy from Sugar Land. He got, I believe it was Josh Prince at second base. And a start there last month. 1 ball and no strikes to Rodriguez. The pitch stays upstairs. And it's 2-0. This inning keeps trending downward. But Leverett a chance to get out of it without getting nicked. And catcher's interference is E2.
Yep.
Although it counts a little bit differently than, say, a fielding error would. Called strike, it is 2-1. You don't assume there's a third out in the inning.
Never.
That's if he had reached on a fielding error, you'd assume there are 3 outs in the inning. But you don't do that. High pop fly foul and out of play. It's 2-2. So, for example, if Rodriguez were to hit a home run here, heaven forbid.
Yes.
But if he were to do that, 2 runs would be earned and just one
just
not,
one
instead of all 3 being unearned. In theory.
Yes. Let's leave it a theory. That need not be proven.
Hypothetically speaking. Rodriguez is batting 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, we don't need to see his first home run of the season here. And the wind has died down exceptionally.
Leverett comes to the set, and the delivery popped up foul to the right and out of play, so turning into another fairly lengthy inning here. Barnstormers have a starting pitcher from their past coming in tonight. 2-2, high fly ball, shallow center. Coronado back, Amaral in. This is Bo's ball. He's got it. And it will remain hypothetical because nobody scores. No runs, no hits. There was an error. 2 men left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Somerset up 2-0. Enjoy great ballpark food at discount prices. The Lancaster Barnstormers offer numerous chances to enjoy your favorite ballpark foods this summer. On Sundays, Burke's hot dogs are only $1 all game long. Hess's Barbecue brings back the all-you-can-eat pig roast on Mondays and all-you-can-eat chicken and ribs on Tuesdays. Tuesdays are also Fill Your Tummy nights at the stadium where, for only $10, you can stuff yourselves with popcorn, hot dogs, fries, nachos, and soda. Upstairs, we have Pat's Pizza and Pinball Mondays and Fat Pig's Wing Wednesdays where you can pair food and beer with a Barnstormers game. Barnstormers baseball, make a night of it.
Silicon, microprocessors, and thousands of lines of code. Raw elements transformed into innovation by Lexus. For a limited time, experience advanced safety technology for yourself at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. But hurry, these offers won't last. Now through September 5th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg.
Josh Bell, Lastings Millage, and Nate Coronado stepping to the plate against Will Oliver. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Barnstormers with Ross Peoples coaching third and Steve Clevenger over at first base. You know, if Oliver making the start tonight, Clevenger would be in the lineup if he were 100%. Instead, Bell is. 262 for Josh. 2 home runs, 7 runs batted in, 0 ERA. Worth mentioning after last night, he's done it all.
He has.
First pitch to Bell, down and in.
Did not see him talking about any sponsorship things yet in the around the office.
I didn't tell him that today, but I was kidding with Scott Kelly earlier. We were talking about everything Josh has done here. He said, yeah, today he was out selling billboard advertising and popping the popcorn. Just kidding. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I'm sure he'd do it if someone asked him.
I think he would.
Oh, yeah. He's very personable, so he'd be having fun.
Inside to JB, 2-1. He's also batted in 6 different spots in the order.
He has.
He has played first, second, and third here this year, and now pitched. 2 balls and a strike. Oliver to the dish, and that is fouled away.
He's done some bullpen catching. When I was down there, he was warming up Bergeson.
Yeah, he threw the 2 innings yesterday after throwing BP, and he was out there throwing BP again today.
Yeah, I remember asking you about it. I wonder how his arm's feeling.
Here's a 2-2 check swing low. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ought to be 30 again.
Yeah.
He said he had so much fun out there on the mound last night.
That's awesome.
The payoff from Oliver is inside, spinning Bell around. The Barnstormers get their first man on base. Now here is Lastings Millage, who got up a little bit slowly along the left field line on a play that was not even a play at all because of catcher's interference. Didn't matter if he made that catch or not. He went all out there down the left field line for absolutely nothing.
Yep. Those suck when you go all out for all for naught.
Millage, 279. He sits safely in his last 5. 1 home run on the year for Lastings. He has knocked in 36.
The Herculean efforts for nothing.
Oliver to the set. Millage will take a strike. It is 0-1. Nate Coronado, the shortstop, waits on deck. Coronado hitless here last night. He hit a ground ball all 4 plate appearances.
But he makes up for it with his fielding. That just keeps getting more and more smoother.
Well, you have to like the way he's looked in this series, and he made some plays in Bridgeport. Called second strike on Millage. It's 0-2. In fact, realistically, he saved the game on Wednesday night a couple of times against Gustavo Molina, but it was earlier, not in the late innings, so you don't really recognize it as much. But he made a play on Molina that should have been a game base hit that would have produced an additional run. Foul ball back. Still 2 strikes on Millage. Through from left field. Josh Bell, the runner. Can't forget about the fact he has stolen 3 bases.
Still more stolen bases than home runs for now.
To Millage, 0-2, and that's strike 3 on the outside edge. Lastings down looking.
Same spot both times.
Nate Coronado, the shortstop, to the plate. 344 with 1 home run and 14 runs batted in. And he always has a cheering section here. So many family and friends coming over from Philadelphia to watch him play.
He's been putting on a clinic certain days at the play, especially when he first came to the Stormers out in Sugar Land.
Coronado, right-handed batting shortstop, came here as a utility man, and tough to get him out of the lineup right now.
Yeah, it was odd when they had to give him a break when Weber had to move over to short for the day.
Oliver will work to the plate. It's smashed into right field, a base hit. If Bell can get into second, he will. Nobody was there to take a throw. He had to wait for that ball to clear, and I was expecting Guzman to come up firing towards second base.
Thank God Rodriguez wasn't covering.
Coronado, the single into right field, so he is back on track. Tough to keep him down for long. Garrett Weber to the plate. Weber at 290 with 11 homers and 42 knocked in. Struggled last night. He was 0 for 4, but he faced left-handers the entire way, and that has just not been a good thing for him this year. Bell, the runner at second, Coronado at first, Weber at the plate, and Tyler Clark is on deck. You'd much rather have that combination 7-8 against a right-hander than a left-hander.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Oliver to Weber. It is in too close. Ball 1, no strikes.
All day long.
Weber hits right-handers better. Clark hits right-handers better.
I
Jury's
like
still
Clark.
out on Brian Hoover.
His jury is still out there.
Not enough at bats to make up our minds. That's driven down the right field line by Weber, slicing into the corner, and a fair ball. Bell will come around to score. Coronado stops at third. Weber into second with an RBI double. He owns right field here. It is 2-1, and Tyler Clark will come to the plate with runners at second and third. 13th double of the year and the 43rd run batted in for Weber. Clark batting 170 with a home run and 10 runs batted in. And just look to tie up the game here. The Patriots will keep the infield back. It's still early. They don't want to give up 2 runs on a ground ball sneaking through a drawn-in infield. Here's Clark. He's 4 for 10, getting the runner home from third. The Oliver pitch cut on and missed. Tyler goes down a strike. It is 0-1. Designated hitter Brian Hoover waits on deck.
Clark really needs to cash in here, and for me, I like seeing Clark up as a lefty simply because I love how close that porch is for his swing and the amount of power if he actually gets on top of a ball.
But he's hit better.
He
left-handed
has.
overall, a ball and a strike. He has not hit well in this ballpark. He is batting only 159 here.
Mm-hmm.
He is hitting 211 left-handed. 1 ball, 1 strike from Oliver. Breaking ball finds the inner part of the plate to get to 1-2. Lancaster has knocked 1 run off the Somerset lead, and certainly a chance to do more harm here. Infield playing back still, 1-2. Breaking ball, strike 3 called. That was nasty from Oliver. And now Brian Hoover has to come through with 2 outs. Hoover is 1 for 8 as a Barnstormer. His hit coming in Bridgeport. Lancaster trying to get everybody healthy for Monday. But again, you're playing without De La Rosa, Clevenger, and Garner. You don't have 3 of your everyday players in the lineup. To Hoover. First pitch strike from Oliver. It's 0-1.
I think Hoover needs to be pretty aggressive right now.
The on-deck batter is center fielder Bo Amaral. Oliver with a big breaking ball. It stays high. 1 ball, 1 strike to Hoover. Oliver, not the type of pitcher who's going to throw balls in the dirt, so you can't look for Coronado to
try and get home on a wild
race
pitch
home
or
on a wild
pass
pitch
ball.
or pass ball. 1-1 to Hoover. Foul ball back to the screen. Oliver's ahead of the ball and 2 strikes. And here again lies the point. The Barnstormers might be able to use one of those 3 guys that I mentioned, but you want them ready for Monday.
You really do.
So you're sacrificing having
rocking a hard
your
spot.
Top team out there, in a sense. There's a ball smashed to shortstop, but it's gloved by Rodriguez. Hoover almost came through, but he gets gunned down 6-3. Rodriguez going to his left. That ball hit well by Brian Hoover. Headed for the center field, but not enough on it. 1 run, 2 hits with no errors. 2 men left on base. We'll go to the 3rd inning. 2-1 Somerset. Lancaster Bible College has been around since 1933, but did you know that they offer degrees in much more than just Bible? LBC offers degrees in criminal justice, business, professional counseling, and more, as well as graduate and seminary degrees in areas like Christian care, chaplaincy, education, and leadership studies. To learn more about LBC and the programs they offer, visit lbc.edu. That's lbc.edu.
Enjoy baseball and music this summer at Clipper Magazine Stadium. No matter what your taste in music might be, we have a night for you. Rock, oldies, country, funk, jazz. We have it all covered over 8 weekend nights this season. Each of those evenings will kick off with a Barnstormers game at 6:30. Following the baseball action, music will take the spotlight to complete our entertainment doubleheader. Check your Lancaster Barnstormers pocket schedule or our website at www.lancasterbarnstormers.com to check out the concert dates. Barnstormers Baseball. Make a night of it.
Justin Trapp, Justin Piccioli, and Kyle Roller stepping in against Jared Leverett here in the 3rd. Brian Hoover came close to giving the Barnstormers a lead. That ball slapped up the middle, but Rodriguez, a very good shortstop, and he was able to get there and turn it into the final out of the inning. Leverett to the plate, good for a strike on Trapp. It is 0-1, and it's a shame that didn't happen with 1 out. It would have tied the game.
That's exactly
It's
right.
all about the timing. Inside, ball 1, strike 1 on Trapp.
Timing will continue to be everything.
Defense reasonably shallow here against this right-handed batter who gets ball 2 outside, 2-1. Leverett's given up 2 hits and 2 runs. He has walked 1, struck out 2.
You think Amaral would have beat out that little knock up the middle?
Would have been closer, but
I think it would have
I don't
very
think so.
close.
Ground ball foul. Trapp is batting at 2 balls and 2 strikes. But unfortunately, another fairly deep count for Leverett. He's been averaging 4.4 pitches per batter so far. Trapp, 4 hits already in the series, awaiting the delivery. It's fouled off down the right field side, and will continue at 2-2. All things considered, we'll take this start compared to last night. Well, it was 8-0 at this point, as opposed to 2-1.
Just wasn't Tommy Shirley's night whatsoever.
Chopper towards shortstop. Coronado will play it to the backhand. His throw is low, and Halton is able to handle that throw nicely. 1 away.
At a pick by Sean.
Good backhanded pick.
And Coronado showing much appreciation, too.
1 away. Justin Piccioli will step in. He lined to Robinson in right field back in the 1st inning.
That's a big deal. If I'm Leverett, I'm even pointing over there saying, thank you. I need to mow through these guys for his own sake.
Now that ball bounces away. Trapp could be at second with nobody out, either on an error or stealing second base.
Yeah.
Breaking ball for a strike on Piccioli. It is 0-1. Plays like that you don't see in the box score, but that was a big, big pickup for Sean Halton. Ball is low. Piccioli batting at 1-1. Spent a lot of the dugout report talking to Brett Jody about this guy. Spent 1 year in the Padres organization in the Northwest League. Numbers were decent. Breaking ball, that's good, and it's 1-2. But Brett Jody and John Hutton researched him. He's from Northeast PA, not far from Somerset. Fastball is up. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and they took a liking to his background. They took a liking to him. And he has really been able to step in from a part-time player to an everyday role and done very well. All-star caliber season. Smash inside the first base bag down the line. Piccioli is on his way to second, and he's not slowing down. He's headed for third, and he is going to be in there as Robinson had some difficulty getting to the ball down the right field line. 3 bases for Piccioli, 1 out here in the third inning. Smash down the line, and you could see, and we've watched this so often with Bridgeport and with Somerset, and the discipline of these hitters being able to aim the baseball. He took that pitch. He knew he wanted to go down the right field line, and he did it. And stands at third base with the triple. Kyle Roller, who hit the home run back in the first inning, stands in. Defense will play back. Leverett goes to work on Roller, and that ball is taken to deep left center field. Hustling back is Amaral. He'll leap up and not get there. It's another extra base hit for Roller. He will stop at second. Piccioli jogs home. It's 3-1. Kyle Roller has driven in all 3 runs.
I think Piccioli could have crawled home on that one.
He could have crab walked home.
He could have rolled home.
Kyle Roller at second base. Mark Minikazi stepping in. Minikazi struck out looking back in the first inning.
So it's Kyle Roller 3 and the Barnstormers 1.
Leverett to the plate. And he is away with it to Minikazi for ball 1. Carlos Guzman waits on deck. Leverett has been victimized by left-handed hitters' extra base hits. It's now 10 doubles and 8 home runs from the left side against the southpaw. Ball 2, missing to Minikazi. Two balls, no strikes. 1 out in the inning. That was on the great pick by Sean Halton. Triple and a double since then. Breaking ball reaches the outer edge. It's 2-1. The overall numbers, the last 6 games, the opponents have scored 56 runs on 85 hits. That's an average of 9 runs and 14 hits a game for the last 6. Coming into tonight, fortunately, the Barnstormers winning 2 of those. Outside, Minikazi to 3 balls and a strike now. And the question would have to be, do Ross and Scott decide to make any changes to the rotation? Here's a 3-1. Leverett is away again. Ball 4. Minikazi with the walk. And Guzman will come to the plate. He grounded out 4-3, leading off the second inning. Similar ground ball would probably get Leverett out of the inning.
That would be wonderful, and just what the doctor ordered for Leverett's case, because he keeps getting up. He's already at, 16 pitches.
60 for the game.
60 for the game. 22, 22, and 16. Gosh, just a little thing like that to get him out of the inning, just preserve a little of his energy. And the bullpens.
First and second with one out. Leverett will deliver and miss. Ball one to Guzman. Not sure if that was high or inside, but it was one or the other.
Looked a little high. Good idea to start with the breaking ball.
1-0 to Guzman. Runners at first and second. Leverett comes set, and this ball is pounded out to left field. Millage darting back on this. He's not going to get there, and that ball will bounce up onto the hillside for a ground rule double. Guzman going the other way over the head of Lasting's Millage. And now it's 4-1 with runners at second and third, and still just one out in the inning. 3 extra base hits around a walk here in the third for the heart of the order. Scott Patterson is going to pay a mound visit. Patriots opening it up here in the third after getting out of a second inning where the Barnstormers had the opportunity to take the lead in the ball game.
This flame needs to get stomped out real quick.
Donahue struck out looking back in the second inning. Again, for the season, the Barnstormers starting rotation, a composite earned run average over 5. There was a time that that would not necessarily have been all that bad in this league, but in 2017, it is. And it can make it tough on the rest of the ball club. And right now, starting rotation going through. It's also begun to rain once again. Infield's going to play in. Leverett delivers and a strike to Donahue. It's 0-1, and I'm kind of glad that Donahue didn't swing at that because the infield appeared to still be in motion.
They were.
When Leverett was in his windup.
That could have
gotten sure
scary.
They would have been set. Minakazi at third, Guzman at second, and to Donahue low. Ball 1, strike 1. Scott Kelly waits on deck. Next pitch misses. And I'm not quite sure in what direction that one missed either. 2 balls and a strike, but we'll take it for granted that it did. First base open, infield playing tight. Leverett ready to go. Here's the 2-1. This is popped up, but it'll get to the seats over on the first base side. Now 2-2. If the Barnstormers are to stay in this game, I don't think they can give up any more this inning.
No. I don't think they give up any more in the game.
2-2 to Donahue. Leverett and Clark will try to figure this out. Here's the pitch. Line drive down the left field line. That is going to be extra bases. The 4th extra base hit of the inning. Millage will play it down in the corner. 2 more runs score, and it's 6-1. It's happening, unfortunately, again. And it's putting so much pressure on Ross and Scott, who are trying to line up their bullpen for Monday. And I don't know how they're going to be able to do that.
Everything is coming back to Monday. Got to preserve your bench. Well, your hitters, because your bench is already out in the field. You got to preserve your bullpen for what arms you'll have. Do you really want to go, hey, Josh Bell, you got any more in you? You don't want to keep doing that either.
Donahue with the 2-run double. Scott Kelly steps in. Leverett into the motion, and the first pitch good for a strike to him. It is 0-1. But that's 68 pitches now for Leverett. He's missed with 31 of them. And we have seen now 5 Somerset extra base hits. 4 in this inning alone. 0-1. Upstairs, a ball and a strike. Rami Lewis takes the hill tomorrow night. At some point, the Barnstormers they have to have that big start out of somebody. Ultimately, Bergeson on Monday. Foul back, it is 1-2.
Might have no choice but to have him go all the way on Monday.
He's not a guy you can count on to go all the way, but 6 or 7 innings.
That would be wonderful.
Is what you'd like to get, and then I'm sure that Moskos, Schumann, Carter will be ready to go Monday night. Even if you have to sacrifice games on Saturday and Sunday, but that's putting you in a dicey situation as well. Here's the motion. Leverett to the plate. That's lifted out the left shallow. Coming on is Millage. He'll be there to make the catch. Kelly is retired for the second out of this inning. That's been a long time coming. 5 batters in a row reaching base. 4 extra base hits around a walk, and now with 2 gone. Here's Aaron Eggleston. Reached on catcher's interference his first time up. 6-1 Somerset in the 3rd inning here tonight. Leverett brings it home. First pitch strike on Eggleston. It is 0-1. But there are going to be some tough choices ahead for the coaching staff in this game.
It's tough when you're using all your options and you're running out of more options.
Eggleston hit by a breaking ball, and Rodriguez will step to the plate as the 9th man in there here in the top half of the 3rd inning. As you look at the Barnstormers bullpen, you may have to use Schumann and Carter tonight. You don't want to, but I would expect to see Anderson for a while. Downing could conceivably come back. Munson threw 2 innings last night. Kuchno threw 4 innings on Wednesday. Ball 1 missing to Rodriguez. It is 1-0. So you could see a position player again. 3rd time in 4 days.
4 days, yeah.
Well, really 3 days. No, 4 days. It was Tuesday night when that happened. Fouled down the right field side and out of play by Alfredo Rodriguez. This is already 75 pitches for Leverett. Well, that was actually 76. 32 this inning.
Neither of which sound good. 75 or 76 or more.
1-1 offering, inside and low, 2 balls and a strike. It's putting Ross in a bind. Runners lead off first and second. Leverett will bring in the 2-1, and there's a fly ball to right field. Hit fairly well, but it looks like Robinson has room, and he does on the track for the final out. 4 runs score in the inning on 4 hits with no errors, 2 men left on base. So we'll hit the bottom half of the 3rd inning. It's 6-1 Somerset.
Okay, John, shelves are stocked.
So are the new Fast Play games from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Just pick your game, get your ticket, and see if you've won.
Like Sunny Money, with top prizes of $5 grand.
Yep. Winning's never been faster.
Not faster than me clearing these shelves.
Dude, I hope you're even faster at restocking.
Yeah.
Fast Play. Play fast, win instantly. The Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Gockenauer Appliances in East Petersburg is your hometown appliance store with hometown values. We always give back to our community, and this year we are proud to be a sponsor of the East Petersburg Amphitheater Project. Stop in and purchase from us and keep your money here, helping others in your community. We are back again this season with a $25,000 giveaway at the stadium, and you can stop in and register for a Barnstormers game jersey. We want to be your appliance store and give back to all of you. Gockenauer Appliances in East Petersburg.
Will Oliver cruising with a 6-1 lead. He'll face Bo Amaral, Trayvon Robinson, and Sean Halton in the bottom of the third inning. If the Barnstormers were fully healthy in the lineup, you know they could come back from a 6-1 deficit. You take the big bopping Cole Garner out of there, Clevenger, who's a really good line drive hitter, and Anderson De La Rosa, the king of the two-base hit, and you're a little bit thinner than normal. Bo Amaral out on a comebacker. First time up. Now takes a strike from Oliver. It is 0-1. Breaking ball spins inside and low. It's a ball and a strike. Oliver hasn't exactly been the epitome of efficiency himself. That was pitch number 35, 1-1. Again, the breaking ball, and
that was a bad
again,
pitch.
Off the mark. Amaral ahead in the count, leading off the inning. 2 balls and a strike. Like to see him get on.
It's dire that he gets on.
Swing and a miss, fooled by an off-speed pitch. It's now 2-2. Long Island leads Southern Maryland 6-1, top of the third inning. The Ducks are sailing right
fire.
now. New Britain over York 5-2 in the bottom of the third. We'll take that. Sugarland and Bridgeport, no score, bottom 1. Amaral, ground ball right side. The play made by Minakazi, and he will feed Oliver perfectly, 3-1. Trayvon Robinson to the plate, out on a grounder to the shortstop Rodriguez, back in the first inning. Barnstormers so desperately in need of a quality start somewhere. And as I said, we do have a guy coming in who's been a pretty good starter here before, but he hasn't pitched all year. So you can't look for him to just come out and throw 6 or 7 innings. First pitch is high to Robinson, ball 1 and no strikes.
It's really tough when the pitching staff isn't on par, and then you have to go to the well and keep coming back.
Sharp 2 hopper to the second baseman Trapp. Robinson is thrown out, 2 up and 2 down. That is 6 ground ball outs procured by Oliver so far tonight. Here's Halton, who grounded out to Rodriguez in the hole back in the first inning.
The tall task of letting up some runs and then expecting everyone else to say, come on, guys, I need you to chip away and get me something. It didn't happen really until the 8th inning yesterday, I think. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, 2 runs in the 8th.
2 runs in the 8th, and it was looking pretty promising. Then a few ground outs ended up getting him out of the inning.
Breaking ball to Halton for a strike. It's 0-1. It is very difficult on a team to have to come back from big deficits night in and night out.
Yeah. If it was still 2, the Barnstormers would be looking like, all right, guys, we can figure this out. We got some time.
You saw the momentum last inning. 6-1, I think, is deflating for this ball club. Swing and a miss by Halton. He's down 2 strikes.
I think 9-1 yesterday. I thought they had the showers heating up.
Oh, 0-2, bends into the dirt. Ball 1, 2 strikes. Third baseman Josh Bell waits on deck.
Poor Halton had to carry a ton of the weight when it came to offensive production until everyone else started trickling in.
Breaking ball, and that is slammed deep to the alley in left center field. Eggleston on the chase. He won't get to it. It's extra bases for Halton. He's not slowing down at second. He's going to head for third. He's going to be in standing with his 5th triple of the season. Just a bomb to that deep angle out in left center field. Nobody had a chance to catch up to it on the fly, and Halton with that 5th triple. We can get the lineup around a few times. He got the hard part. He's the choice for the Gockenauer cycle promotion tonight.
He's got one of the toughest legs.
He's got the toughest one. Well, not all was for Sean. But
well, yeah, not always for Sean.
That is his 51st extra base hit. That is a bunch, folks.
Out of 98 hits.
Now to Bell. The offering from Oliver is low. Ball 1 and no strikes. Well, as the saying goes, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
I don't think we're quite 1,000 miles behind.
We're not. But it is a saying that
does
applies.
Does it feel like it?
Called strike. 1-1 is the count to Bell. Halton, the runner at third base. He had 5 triples last year as well. Swinging a foul tip maybe. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's something that you wouldn't think Halton would produce a lot of, his 3 base hits. He looks too big to be fast, but it's
he
deceptive.
gets down the line well.
To Bell, 1-2, breaking ball, swing and a miss. The pitch getting away from Donahue, but he can pick it up, fire to first base, and just getting the bag is Minikaze. The throw was wild. Minikaze blindly stepped toward the first base bag and got a toe on it. So Bell is out 2-3. The inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We're headed to the 4th, 6-1 in favor of Somerset.
We can't help but always want more, especially on the road. More horsepower, heightened handling, elevated design. Get more out of your drive with the Lexus IS. Bold styling, track-tuned handling, available 306 horsepower. Experience the exhilaration of the IS 350, IS all-wheel drive, and IS Turbo. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg.
Enjoy baseball and music this summer at Clipper Magazine Stadium. No matter what your taste in music might be, we have a night for you. Rock, oldies, country, funk, jazz, we have it all covered over 8 weekend nights this season. Each of those evenings will kick off with a Barnstormers game at 6:30. Following the baseball action, music will take the spotlight to complete our entertainment doubleheader. Check your Lancaster Barnstormers pocket schedule or our website at www.lancasterbarnstormers.com to check out the concert dates. Barnstormers Baseball. Make a night of it.
Six runs, 6 hits, no errors, and 4 left for Somerset. A run on 3 hits with 1 error. And 3 runners left on base for the Barnstormers so far tonight. Into the 4th inning we go, and Justin Trapp leading off. He is singled and grounded to short. Sean Halton, by the way, is now tied for 4th on the Barnstormers' all-time triples list. He has matched Gilberto Mejia with 10 3-base hits. Quincy Foster next on the list. He has 13, or had 13. Michael Woods 19. And Halton's going to have to play here a little while longer to get to number 1. Hammered out the left field by Trapp. Back goes Millage. That's going to sail over his head and all the way to the outfield wall. Cruising into second with a long double is Trapp. And the extra base barrage continues. That is 6 extra base hits for Somerset.
He really squared that one up. I thought it had the best chance to get out of here, and it ended up just getting off the base of the wall as Milic had no prayer to get to it.
Justin Piccioli stepping in. He is lined to right and tripled inside the first base bag. That kicked off the 4-run third inning. Lloyd Turner, the all-time triples leader, a single season record of 13 and the career record of 25 here. He added some more with Camden. First pitch is outside to Piccioli. Ball 1-0. Well, the Barnstormers have to turn the corner on the pitching side. Definitely by Monday, but you'd like it to be by tomorrow. Outside 2-0. Because it takes a toll on everybody. The team is in the field forever. It's just not going to affect one element of the game in the long run. To Piccioli, here's the 2-0. That also is outside. 3 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, to be out there dragging in the field for a while, and then to come up and try and, like, amp yourself up, it's not the easiest. And on 4 pitches, the inning will continue.
Piccioli with the walk, and now Roller steps in. He's homered and doubled already tonight, with 3 runs batted in. Leverett giving up his 3rd base on balls.
Oh, boy.
The all-time record holder in the Atlantic League for career triples is Chris Walker, who played for Camden for a good while. He had 37.
Wow.
And former York outfielder Kennard Jones, the son-in-law of Tony Gwynn, with 36, and Brad Strauss, who played for Camden a long time, with 36. Ball 1 is outside to Roller. Trapp at second, Piccioli at first. And you're getting into that frame of mind, who else can pitch? Leverett's 1-0, taken for a strike. Roller in there at 1-1.
You got to pitch to Roller right now with kid gloves. You really got to handle him gently, because if they thought the game was out of hand, Roller could do that much more.
1 ball, 1 strike. Leverett comes set. Roller will pop this up foul over on the third base side and up to the rooftop. It is 1-2.
We've got Joe Gardner warming up in the pen right now.
And this is his bullpen day. He is scheduled to start Sunday. I mean, this is getting to be a dire situation on the pitching staff. To Roller 1-2. Fastball high, and that hit his hand or the bat handle, and I'm not sure we got an indication one way or the other.
It looks like he's selling it now. He stood there firm, and then he decided he'd drop the bat and grab his hand.
Brett Jody out to take a look at Kyle Roller, and a trainer, Phil Lee, out there also. The ruling at the moment is that it hit the knob of the bat.
Oh, yeah?
I believe so. I don't think I ever saw him pointed to first base.
Okay, I know Ross is at the top of the step to make sure he doesn't start walking, even though everybody else has. Yeah, Trapp and Paccioli.
Roller's going to pick the bat back up.
They're going to go back to their spots.
1 ball and 2 strikes.
Now Ross will go back and nod his head, thank goodness.
Nobody out in the inning. That was my initial inclination, was that it hit the knob of the bat.
It looked like it from the way it came off the bat, and then Roller decided to grab his hand and try and sell it. And now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes, so hopefully Leverett can take care of this.
Leverett to the set. Here's the 1-2. Roller checks, and ball 2 is low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Off second is Tramp. Off first is Pacholi. Leverett coming to the set, and a roller swung on and missed. Strike 3. A moral victory at least. Getting rid of Roller, 1 out, and Minakazi will step in. He has struck out and walked.
It was a big pitch out of him there. He just reared back and fired, and Kyle Roller obliged to the high heat.
Well, it's always that formula. Every out Leverett gets is one the bullpen doesn't have to.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a magic formula. It seems simple.
Talk about a moral victory there for the bullpen even.
Minakazi takes a breaking ball for a strike. It is 0-1. And it's almost to the point tonight, you'd love to see a great comeback, and you know the Barnstormers are capable of doing it. But it's almost about protecting the pitching staff as much as it is winning this ball game. Leverett glancing back. Trap seems itchy off second. Driven foul by Minakazi to the right side. And it would not be the worst thing necessarily for the Barnstormers if this game were somehow to be shortened by rain.
Oh.
Barnstormers would take it, I have to think.
Take it off the chin.
Trap takes off, and Minakazi spanks a foul to the right again. Still 0-2.
And end up taking the loss and just trying to take the time to get some sleep, I'm sure. I'm sure you'd take advantage of it too.
0-2 on Minakazi. Tramp at second, Pacholi at first. They've got very good speed on the bases right now.
I'm surprised Paccioli didn't actually, Pacholi didn't decide to run the trailer runner as the trailer.
0-2. Leverett bluffing Tramp back to second. The reason you don't do that sometimes is you still then have the hole open on the right side.
You do.
And Minakazi has shown himself to be an opposite field hitter in this series.
Yeah, we saw that big time drive yesterday from him to the Old Harbor.
Slow bounder here, left side of the diamond. Bell waits for the runner to clear, guns to first, and cuts down Minakazi.
It's a great bare hand effort.
Josh Bell is as good as there is charging ground balls. 2 outs, runners move to second and third.
See right there, with him having to go back, Minakazi fouling the ball off, saved the Barnstormers a run there too, because that would have gotten in Trap easily.
Yep. Traps fast enough to score on that play.
Yeah, no way Josh Bell's momentum would have been able to turn and fire anything home.
I was actually discussing it with Scott Kelly earlier, how good that JB is charging ground balls. Nice to see he hasn't lost it. Swinging a foul by Guzman, out of play to the left. It is 0-1. I have a feeling, for the most part, we're avoiding the rain here tonight, at least till well after the game. But, of course, the radar isn't cooperating and loading.
There's always something.
Why would it?
Why?
0-1. Leverett back to Guzman, down and away. Carlos Guzman doubled over the head of Lasting's Millage. Back in the third inning, driving in a run. He also scored one there. To the plate, swinging a foul ball back, 1-2. Now, we're not supposed to get any rain in here till after the game. 10 o'clock, they're saying. And that's a maybe. One, two with 2 outs. Leverett getting the sign from Tyler Clark, and Guzman will back out.
It's a big pitch. He needs to get out of the inning.
Tramp at third. Pacholi at second. Here comes the 1-2. Guzman reaches for it, taps a little fair ball out in front of the plate. Clark comes up firing, and Leverett pitches his way through the woods here in the 4th inning. Good escape for him there, and no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and Somerset strands 2. We're heading to the bottom of the 4th. It is 6-1 Patriots.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com, too. And you can get them right on your phone, thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Village, Coronado, and Weber up for the Barnstormers against Will Oliver here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Lasting struck out looking back in the 2nd frame. Barnstormers have 3 hits tonight, a single, a double, and a triple. That ball is traveling as we expected it to do tonight. Only one has left the yard, but boy, have we seen some balls hit past the outfielders all night long.
Yesterday, too, even.
4 doubles and a triple in the game, as well as the home run for Somerset. The Barnstormers have a double and a triple. Millage digging in to get this half inning underway. Oliver with the kick and the delivery. It is low. Ball 1-0. Next offering, Millage swinging and missing.
Nice
looking
breaking
fastball, got a breaking
yeah.
ball down and away.
Oh, yeah.
1 ball and 1 strike.
Barnstormers at the moment making Oliver look pretty darn good.
Fastball out of the zone, and it's 2-1. Lights on under the overcast. The kick 2-1 into the dirt for ball 3. A chance for Millage to reach base leading off. He's been pretty adept at drawing the base on balls. And he'll get one here. Lead-off walk for Millage. The second free pass issued by Oliver in the game. And for Lastings, the 28th walk he has drawn this year.
Now the Stormers need to maximize on their chances.
Nate Coronado stepping in. He nailed a single into right field back in the 2nd inning. This guy just seems like a pure hitter when you watch him. Pick off throw to first. Millage back in.
Back in awkwardly.
Oliver comes set, and it worked to Coronado. Nate pulls a ground ball foul past Ross Peoples and off the rolled up tarp. No balls and a strike. The Barnstormers make some noise here, get back in the game, keep the rain away. But if Somerset is able to build on this lead at all, you'd really want that rain
Open
to get
the
in
gates.
here. Ground ball, shortstop, around behind it, Rodriguez. Quick strike to second, throw back to first by Trapp and a double play. And that's been the one downside of Coronado offensively is he has a tendency to ground into a lot of double plays. That's the 10th that he has hit into. 2 outs. Garrett Weber stepping in. Weber with an RBI double back in the second.
Easy come, easy go.
Bridgeport now a 1-0 lead over Sugar Land in the top of the third. Breaking ball, and Weber swings over the top, down a strike. It is 0-1. New Britain still leads York 5-2 in the bottom of the fourth inning.
That is a very wonderful thing, just because if the Stormers aren't able to gain any ground, it's nice that York hasn't been getting any luck either.
Pitch is low. Weber bats at a ball and a strike. Tyler Clark on deck here. Here's a 1-1, and he goes back to the hook, does Oliver, finding the range. It's 1-2. A couple of years ago, Will Oliver was a 15-game winner, 9 in the Frontier League and 6 for Somerset.
Wow.
Pitched for the Evansville Otters in 15. Fouled away. Weber keeps the inning alive. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. 2 outs, nobody on base here in the bottom of inning 4. Oliver pitching with the lead. He had to be about ready to kick himself, walk the leadoff batter. And now strike 3 is called on Weber. That is the called third strike in the game for Oliver out of his 4 total. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. 5th inning coming up. James will take you through it. It is 6-1 Somerset.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Not only does the Federal Tap House have the largest selection of craft draft beers in Lancaster City, they have amazing food to go along with those elite beers. Open every day for both lunch and dinner, their menu has something for everyone, including a special lunch menu available every Monday through Friday, as well as their normal menu. So when you're in the mood for great wood-fried pizzas, handcraft coal-fired burgers, or our all-inspiring duck fat fries, head over to the Federal Tap House. That's the Federal Tap House, 201 North Queen Street in downtown Lancaster, open by 11:30 every day of the week.
New pitcher on the mound now as Leverett's night has come to a conclusion. We'll give you his stats in just a moment as Joe Gardner will take the reins now against the Somerset Patriots and hope to calm everything down. Gardner was scheduled to be one of the starters on Sunday, so we'll see if this is still in the mix for him. But right now, if you're Ross Peoples, Scott Patterson, and such and company, you're looking for Gardner to hopefully put together a couple scoreless innings or very, very minimal effort innings nonetheless. As Gardner takes the mound, the Patriots will give him the task of going through Adam Donahue, Scott Kelly, and Aaron Eggleston. Gardner's first pitch of his night is ball 1 outside lone way. We will also give you scores around the league as to what has been going on other than around here. The second pitch of his delivery in the evening will be strike 1. Count levels 1-1 apiece. So far around the Atlantic League anyways, Long Island has absolutely opened it up against the Blue Crabs. It is 7-1 currently. That is a live game in the 4th inning. Ball 2, 2 balls, 1 strike now to Donahue. New Britain 5-2 over York, as if the Barnstormers are not able to gain any ground, it's nice that York might not be able to either. And Bridgeport is leading 1-0 over the Skeeters. Strike 2 called by Dave Shirk behind the plate. Count levels, 2 balls and 2 strikes. This will be a big out, and as Dave and I were talking about, every out's another out that the rest of the bullpen doesn't have to take care of. Strike 3 called, outside corner, rung up. Donahue back to the pine as Gardner sends him walking back with a chair. So nice to see him come in, just can Donahue real quick on a few pitches and move on to the next one as Scott Kelly will take his cuts. He is 0 for 1. He did walk in the second inning. He flew out in the third inning, fly to left to Lasting's Millage. Give you the box scores around the major leagues. Right now, end of the third inning, Tigers leading the Minnesota Twins. It's 1-0. Kelly looks at ball 1 to begin his at-bat. Red Sox 2-0 right now over the Yankees. There's a delay out in Washington. The Giants and Nationals are delayed right now. There's called strike 2. Good pitch by Gardner. The Mets are trailing the Philadelphia Phillies 3-1. Michael Conforto has homered in back-to-back days as his season continues to look bright as things go on. And the Mets not so much, but at least his anyways. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike now to the third baseman. The Rockies and Marlins, Colorado currently leads 2-0 as the two bashing teams go at one another. This one will be dribbled right out in front, but Shirk stomps on that one, calling it foul as Clark pounces on it like a cat. Shades of the inning before where Clark was able to stomp on one and get a quick out for the Stormers' sake. Yeah, Rockies and Marlins right now, 2-0 Colorado. Indians and Rays, it's 0-0 apiece, just ending the fourth inning now. Gardner gets a new ball, counts 2-2. Here's the offering. This one will be stroked right over into right field on the ground. Robinson will play it and send one in on a couple hops. So 1 out, and now there's a runner on first for the Patriots. And here comes the left fielder, Aaron Eggleston, who is in at an 0 for 2 clip right now. He reached base in the second inning on a catcher's interference, and then he flew out to Trayvon deep to the track in the last inning. Ball got fouled off, and now the count is 0-1 with 1 man down. Gardner gets his sign. A double play would be the best thing that the Barnstormers could get. There's the pitch, grounded right up the middle, just eludes Joe Gardner, if not gets just a slight piece of him. Rolls up the middle, it'll be single, so back-to-back, well, walk, and then a base hit. Oh, back-to-back base hits, pardon me, as Kelly singled to right field. And now a single up the middle for Eggleston. And here comes the top of the order as things will turn over, and Alfredo Rodriguez will come up and take some cuts. He's 0 for 2 right now. And Gardner is now looking for any way out of this predicament that is unfolding. Or unraveling, I should say. Here's the pitch to Alfredo. He lofts a changeup in there. That's going to miss high for ball 1. Many games going on this evening in Major League Baseball as the Cubs and Diamondbacks will host one another around 9:40. That matchup's John Lackey and Taijuan Walker. The Astros and Rangers, the whole state matchup for the Silver Boot contest. That's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. That'll be Charlie Morton versus Cole Hamels, both having pretty darn good seasons. Hamels coming off his complete game shutout just about with only allowing 1 unearned run. He is 6-1 on the year, and Morton actually pitching very well for a cheap contract. Well, not cheap for the Astros, but almost a rental like it. He is 9-4 on the season. Royals and White Sox will be on tonight. Danny Duffy will be opposed by Ronaldo Lopez. This one will miss outside. 2 balls and 1 strike now to the shortstop. The Cincinnati Reds will go to the Milwaukee Brewers Stadium in Miller Park. Homer Bailey, who has been struggling exceptionally bad this year, he is 3-6. He's got an 8.86 ERA. The guy who has 2 no-hitters to his credit and has had some good years, the former first-round pick by the Reds years ago. Jimmy Nelson, on the other hand, has been having a very good year in Milwaukee, as many of the Brewers have been. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Alfredo Rodriguez. The Atlanta Braves and the St. Louis Cardinals will go to town at each other. Mike Fultonevich, he's 10-6 with a 3.94 against Adam Wainwright, who is 11-5 with a flat 5 ERA. Count will go full as Gardner misses in the dirt. Count is now 3 balls and 2 strikes. There are 2 games left on the board now for the evening. It'll be the Orioles and the Athletics. Paul Blackburn and Ubaldo Jimenez at the O.Co County Coliseum tonight. And then Padres and the Dodgers will go at it as well. That'll be Clayton Richards and Rich Hill. 3-2 offering. We'll have to wait a moment because Gardner's going to step off and make sure Scott Kelly's not getting too greedy off third base. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Things will reset. And Clayton Richards, 5-12 right now. Former reliever out of the Cubs rotation, goes back to being a starter. So starter turn reliever turn starter again. Clayton Richards. Here's the delivery. That'll miss, so it's going to be ball 4. Supposedly, we're waiting for a call. Yes, it is. Ball 4. So everyone moves up a base. No caught stealing, even though Clark put one absolutely on a dime. And the fans will get rowdy because of the call. Here comes Scott Patterson. He's going to take the slow walk to the mound just to talk to Gardner. So Gardner got the first guy, that was Adam Donahue, out on about 4 or 5 pitches. Kelly then singled, Eggleston singled, and then now about a 6-pitch walk to Alfredo Rodriguez. The Somerset Patriots find themselves in business again with the bases loaded and only 1 man down, and now they're just going to work toward the middle of their lineup as Trapp, who's had a very good day today and yesterday, let's not forget. He's right now 2 for 3 today, and I believe he was 3 for 3 yesterday because he did walk. So right now, Trapp's up with business to take care of. His last at bat, he had a deep double off the base of the wall left. That right now, Gardner just needs something on the ground to possibly force a double play. If Gardner can get that, everybody else can sigh of relief. And then everything else can go back to work as the Barnstormers can try and mount something. Here's the first pitch of the at-bat to Trapp. It's going to miss low for ball 1. There we go. Here's some more updates coming this way. The Twins, a lot of updates actually, just things that have happened in the big leagues. There's ball number 2 as that misses away. The Mets have surged ahead of the Phillies 4-2. The Twins have surged ahead of the Tigers 3-1. As not just here but everywhere the wheels are starting to come off the bus places. Let's hope that Gardner can minimize any forthcoming damage. Here's the 2-0 offering. That'll be right over the outside corner to catch the zone. That'll be strike 1. 2-1 now. Barnstormers would take a strikeout, an infield fly call, a double play. Something where they don't have to let up more runs. The Pirates up now 4-1 over the Blue Jays. Here's the pitch. Just misses outside. Count swells to 3 balls and 1 strike now to the second baseman, Justin Trapp. Big pitch. You don't want to walk in a run, but you also don't want to put one in there that Trapp can get a hold of. Gardner gets his sign from Clark. Here's the delivery and the pitch. This one looks like it might be fouled off and out of play. Courtesy look by Trayvon Robinson, and it will bounce into the local flavor deck. Count is now 3 balls and 2 strikes. So here we go again. Yeah, you don't want to just lay it in there, but you don't want to get too cute and just miss. So full count offering will be on its way to Justin Trapp. Infield playing double play depth in the middle to concede the run, and the corners are up to go home to first. Here's the pitch. A reaching strike 3. Justin Trapp flails at that one that was outside. So a gift for Joe Gardner as he'll take a nice little stroll around the mound and take a sigh of relief in his own. 2 outs now. Infield can back up comfortably and play this one as it is, as Justin Piccioli will step in. Big strikeout there for Gardner and the rest of the club as he got Justin Trapp to oblige and reach out of the zone and whiff. Piccioli right now, he is 1 for 2. He walked his last time up and got to second. That was the furthest he had gotten. Ball 1 offered. Outside, low and away. He did triple in the third. He had an absolute blast out to left center for his, his was right down the first base line into the corner that Trayvon had to kind of fight for in the corner, and Piccioli just motored like he knows how. This one will be called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike now. And now there's some extra bullpen work going on. John Anderson will pick up a ball and start throwing. 1-1 offering will be on its way from Gardner, and here it comes. There's the pitch. This one will be hit right over to second base. Weber makes a good play, and the throw. There's the out number 3 the Barnstormers were looking for. What a play by Garrett Weber to help minimize the damage, stop the bleeding, and the Barnstormers will look to come up to bat and try and tack on some runs for themselves. Out of all that, the Somerset Patriots wind up with nothing but a base full, but the base is full of runners left for dead. They get 2 hits in the inning. They score no runs, and there are no errors committed in that one. So a clean inning of work that is just in the field. Barnstormers will be coming to bat. Barnstormers trailing this one 6-1.
Enjoy great ballpark food at discount prices. The Lancaster Barnstormers offer numerous chances to enjoy your favorite ballpark foods this summer. On Sundays, Burke's hot dogs are only $1 all game long. Hess's Barbecue brings back the all-you-can-eat pig roast on Mondays and all-you-can-eat chicken and ribs on Tuesdays. Tuesdays are also Fill Your Tummy nights at the stadium, where for only $10, you can stuff yourselves with popcorn, hot dogs, fries, nachos, and soda. Upstairs, we have Pat's Pizza and Pinball Mondays and Fat Pig's Wing Wednesdays, where you can pair food and beer with a Barnstormers game. Barnstormers baseball, make a night of it.
Silicon, microprocessors, and thousands of lines of code. Raw elements transformed into innovation by Lexus. For a limited time, experience advanced safety technology for yourself at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. But hurry, these offers won't last. Now through September 5th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg.
Stormers back up to bat, Patriots back out in the field, and now the rain's coming down all over the field. Not hard enough for any tarp pulling, but nonetheless, it's back and coming down. Clark gets his third pitch of his at-bat, strokes one right over to Trapp as he'll pick it up, toss it to first. That's one quick out for the Stormers. I like watching Tyler Clark because he does have such a smooth swing, and he does make contact a decent bit here and there. That one, just an unlucky one, as he had solid contact on it, just right to Justin Trapp over at second base. He didn't have to do much more than just flip it over to first base for out number 1. As the fans head for the concourse, Brian Hoover is going to head for the batter's box. Oliver, here's the pitch. This will miss high and away for ball 1. Stormers trailing right now 6-1. 9 hits for the Patriots, 3 hits right now for the Barnstormers. And Hoover's now 1 ball and 1 strike. He fouled that one off back into the suite level. Indians now up 3-0 over the Tampa Bay Rays. Another foul ball, as now the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes on the Barnstormers' designated hitter, Brian Hoover. I remember when Hoover came out and tried out, as I was one of the catchers for Ross down in the bullpen catching majority of people, and I got to meet Hoover, talk to him ever so slightly. He fouls another one off. A lot of hustle out of the guy. He was very friendly, and he talked to a lot of guys. There are a few people who I certainly got to meet and have quite nice exchanges with when I was down there catching. Oh, I was catching the majority. Breaking ball, it's going to miss as Uncle Charlie doesn't come too close to getting to the zone in that curveball. Rain continues to pick up, and it's getting heavier, but the Barnstormers and Patriots will continue to play. This one will get fouled off again. So good at-bat for Brian Hoover. He had a good at-bat his last time up, too. Sadly, he was robbed up the middle by Alfredo Rodriguez, who's one of the sure-handed shortstops in the league, so you don't get anything cheap, and he doesn't let you get anything through. Here's the 2-2 ball offering. Ball 3 balls and 2 strikes. Brian Hoover now sits at a full count with one man down in the inning. Here comes the pitch. Hoover will lift one into center field. Gives it some carry even, but Pacioli just has to range back a few steps. Makes the play, so not a bad stroke out of Hoover. At least he puts his at-bats together and has them promising. So here comes Bo Amaral as Hoover jogs off the field now. Good at-bat by his part. Made him work. Made Oliver work a little bit. Some foul balls. Worked the count full. And got a good pitch to handle. Just robbed by Pacioli, who manages center field with quite some range. Amaral comes in right now. He is 0 for 2. He grounded out from to the pitcher to first, and then to the first baseman and the pitcher covering. So a 1-3 and a 3-run put out. Here's Amaral nonetheless. First pitch swinging is Amaral as he lofts this one foul into the sweet level to the left. Barnstormers wouldn't mind a little 2-out magic here. Just something to keep Oliver on his toes and get him out of from being comfortable. Curveball fouled right back. Oliver has been using the curveball exceptionally lately. Even if it's even thrown for a ball or a strike, he's putting it in the minds of the hitters that, hey, don't sit fastball because I'll throw curveball whenever. No balls, 2 strikes now to Bo Amaral, the center fielder. Here comes the pitch from Oliver. Throws a fastball, so he's been continuously going fastball, curveball, kind of fastball, curveball. So he's keeping a lot of the batters off edge. He's got a few strikeouts to his credit nonetheless as well. 1 ball, 2 strike offering. He kicks and fires. This one will miss in the dirt. And the fastball. There goes the rain. It stops, so it comes up in spurts, and then it ends up biting the dust for a while. Here's the pitch. Amaral chops one over to shortstop. Sure-handed Rodriguez will throw on the run. Hit Manikazi, and that'll be the inning for the Stormers. As they go 1-2-3, the Barnstormers put none up on the board in the inning. Also don't put up any hits. No errors, though, committed by the Somerset Patriots. Barnstormers will trail this one going into the top of the 6th. Dave will join me again. 6-1 in favor of Somerset. Barnstormers hitting the field. Patriots coming to bat.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Hey Barnstormers fan, be in the know as soon as it happens. We have a number of social media options for you to stay in touch with everything Stormers. Know what Silo's up to, the latest player moves, game results, schedule changes, and be the first to get in on surprise flash deals. Or simply buy our tickets or ask us questions. So like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter or Instagram, watch us on YouTube, and be a part of the growing Barnstormers family on social media.
Well, into the sixth inning now, and John Anderson takes the hill for the Barnstormers after Joe Gardner was able to scrape through the fifth inning scoreless thanks to a very nice play turned in by Garrett Weber against Justin Pachola. Final out coming with the bases loaded. Anderson on now. John for the season 1-1 in 41 games. He has a 3.64 ERA. He's allowed only 26 hits in 42 innings. He has walked 30, and he has struck out 48. I talked to John for the Dugout Report on Tuesday, and before I knew it, about 11 minutes had gone by. He is a very articulate fellow, and loves to do the pregame show.
That's awesome.
Very thoughtful baseball guy.
You found a lot of the talkers, and then you found. Who's in the gray area? Who's on a good day they're going to have a decent bit to talk about? Because we know the guys who are a little quieter.
Halton's the guy that you can get going. He doesn't always. He likes to do one or two, maybe a year. First pitch called strike, and on.
I feel like Weber's the same way.
We're going to have a pinch hitter here, Zach Recusin. Batting for Kyle Roller, who, remember, got hit by a pitch maybe back in the fourth inning. It was ruled to have hit the knob of the bat. To Recusin, it is fouled away. No balls and 2 strikes as Anderson gets ahead in the count. Recusin batting .226 with 4 runs batted in. First time we have seen him. He's a New Jersey native, played college baseball at Georgetown. He is 24 years of age. Fastball is high. Ball 1 and 2 strikes. Georgetown, the last I knew, if we're talking Georgetown University here, they play their home games at the Bethesda Big Train Field in Bethesda, Maryland. I had a chance to call a doubleheader for that, actually for Notre Dame against Georgetown once. Swing and a miss. Down goes Recusin. 1 out here in the 6th inning. Good start for Anderson. Mark Minikazi will step in at 0 for 2. They're in what used to be the Clark Griffith League, and I believe that is under a different name. I think it's the Cal Ripken League.
Okay.
There are about 10 teams, college-age players around the Baltimore, Washington area. A couple of teams represent Baltimore and the D.C. suburbs. Fastball is high, ball 1. That was a nice little field there in Maryland. That was back when Notre Dame was really good and going to the College World Series.
What years are we talking?
2002.
Okay.
Was when I had the opportunity to call that twin bill. Fastball is high.
Any friends or connections out of Notre Dame for baseball?
I don't. They were coming to D.C., and their broadcaster, for some reason, family situation, as I understand it, was not able to travel for a few weeks.
Okay.
And they were calling around the D.C. area to find a pinch broadcaster, and one call led to another and led to me down the road. I was probably the 19th choice.
Wow. Nonetheless.
But I ended up getting the gig.
Yep.
So I can say that I once called baseball for the Golden Domers. Ball 3 is upstairs on Minikazi. It is 3-1.
Yeah, because rarely do we talk about guys from pristine colleges from in the baseball here too often on the broadcast, unless it's Auburn or such that you want to talk about those fans.
It's just because we tend to
Alabama.
get a lot of SEC guys through Butch's and Ross's and at one point Rich's connections. Called strike 3 and 2.
What we talked about Dennis O'Grady from Duke. Is that right?
I believe
right
so.
There?
Somebody's been from Duke.
Because I know you mentioned Quentin McCracken, and then I mentioned Fryman and such else. But yeah, when I think of Notre Dame, I definitely think of A.J. Pollock and Craig Counsell, Milwaukee Brewers.
Here's the payoff. That's a swing and a miss. Make it 2 in a row for Anderson.
Curtis Lestankic.
2 outs, and Carlos Guzman to the plate. Somerset's left 9 runners on base tonight, and that's the 7th strikeout for Barnstormers pitching. At the Barnstormers, after falling behind in the 3rd inning, which is the air came out of the tires on the offense.
Yep.
That 4-run third just took any steam out. The Barnstormers might have built up in the second inning. First pitch is up, ball 1 to Guzman. 1-0. And when it started to rain in the bottom of the fifth, I was really hopeful that it might continue and save the bullpen.
I think Ross probably was too, feeling that way.
Ground ball tipped off Anderson's glove. Coronado can't reverse his field, and the ball ends up in left. It'll be a base hit for Guzman. Anderson upset with himself. He reached for the ball and deflected it away from Coronado, who was getting in position to make that play. 2-out base runner, and Adam Donahue will step in. Donahue has twice gone down looking. He has also doubled into the left field corner as a part of the 4-run third inning. 4 extra base hits in that third. The starter, Jarrett Leverett, 7 hits, 6 runs in 4 innings. 3 walks, hit a batter, struck out 3. Gardner, 2 hits and a walk in the 5th inning. Struck out 2, no runs. Anderson brings it home to Donahue. The fastball is up, ball 1 and no strikes. Now we will be talking about how grateful we were that the rain did not continue if Barnstormers rally and win.
Yes, of course.
We'll be so incredibly grateful that the rain stayed away. Fastball for strike. It is 1-1. But on every other front, this bullpen needs a break.
The whole team needs a break.
Yeah.
Needs some extra sleeping hours.
Line drive right at Coronado. He makes the catch ultimately about thigh high. Donahue is retired. Anderson pitching a scoreless 6th inning on 1 hit and 1 man left on base. Bottom of the 6th coming around with the score 6-1 Somerset.
After you juggle the kids, sports, homework, housework, and squeeze in a moment for yourself, there isn't much time left to plan activities to keep your family having fun together. So give yourself a break and head to Strasburg Railroad, where the 45-minute steam train ride is just the beginning. There are family-friendly train events, vintage baseball, shop tours, a steampunk weekend, plus our popular Day Out with Thomas trains. The fun is as endless as your imagination. Reserve your tickets at strasburgrailroad.com.
The Federal Tap House is a great place to stop by after a Barnstormers game and continue your enjoyable evening in downtown Lancaster. Featuring 100 beers on tap, including many craft beers from here in Central PA, the Federal Tap House has something for everyone's palate, not to mention a full bar and elegant wine selection for the non-beer geeks in the group. For the entire lineup of brews, check online at federaltaphouse.com. That's at Federal Tap House, 201 North Queen Street, just blocks from Clipper Magazine Stadium, or at their other location in Harrisburg.
Trayvon Robinson, Sean Halton, and Josh Bell are slated in the lower half of the 6th inning as the Barnstormers trying to recover against Will Oliver. The last time they faced Oliver back on June 30th was during that week, that magical week. The Barnstormers won 6 out of 8 to force the playoff coming up on Monday, and they thumped Oliver pretty badly. But the big gun in that game, no longer here, a guy by the name of Casey Hobson. We remember him fondly.
Very much so.
So apparently they have changed to Dustin Antolin coming in. Well, that's still number 26, isn't it?
Well, he was in number 12 yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, because Kyle Newby, unless Newby was in and he wasn't active.
Newby is on the DL.
That's what I thought, yet he was wearing 12 for some reason.
Next pitch, swung on and missed. Robinson batting 0-2. This this is still Oliver as far as I can tell. Swing and a miss at the breaking ball.
I don't see why they would pull
Robinson's
him.
gone on strikes. That is 5. And that's still Oliver.
Okay.
The
Then they're getting ahead of
announced
themselves
Antolin,
over there.
yeah.
They're ready to see a new pitcher already. Like,
here is Halton. Sean with a triple blasted to the gap in left center field back in the third, but that now is the last Barnstormers base hit. Antolin, we saw him last night in number 12, a much bigger guy than
oh,
Oliver.
yes. There was a little more pep behind his fastball, too.
Breaking ball again, and that's a strike, 0-1.
He has been rattling off the curveball late these past few innings. Uncle Charlie is coming up.
He's been throwing it for strikes.
Yep.
To Halton. There's a fastball, and it hits him. Club leading total for
12?
Sean Halton. That is the now 10th time.
10th, okay.
He has been hit this year. Still has a long way to go for the club record. He'll have to absorb a lot of bruises. Jeremy Todd hit 17 times.
In one season.
But
That's
that
disgusting.
ties Halton with Corey Vaughn of Southern Maryland for the
Okay.
league lead. Josh Bell to the plate. He has walked and struck out. Barnstormers with a one-out base runner.
Sure.
Here in the 6th inning.
If anything, Garner's happy he's not getting hit by anything lately.
All those baseballs coming in and drilling him.
Yep.
He stays in through all of that and then slides into third base and
Jams
the middle finger on his left hand back on Tuesday night. To Bell, that is lined out toward left field. It'll slice back toward Eggleston and fall in for a base hit. Eggleston with a sliding try, can't dig it up. Halton into second. Bell is on base, and here's Lastings Millage, who was struck out and walked.
There's even though they can't believe it out there in left field, Eggleston tries to sell it, and they're not buying. Harrington's not buying it.
John Harrington flashed safe right away.
Yeah, he did, and no argument even from the coaching staff from Brett Jody.
That
or
ball
whomever.
started to slice back, but at the same time, it started to dive,
Yes.
and Eggleston
That's right.
could not come in and get it. 1 out, 1 on. The batter is Lastings Millage. Oliver to the set. Millage takes a ball down and away. Well, the Barnstormers with the opportunity to get something accomplished here in the 6th inning and make a game out of this. First and second with 1 away. Just take it one batter at a time right now. Just keep trying to have a parade going around the bases. Oliver to the set to Millage 1-0. Ball 2 is outside and low. Somerset has the playoff spot in its hand, so they can experiment here in the second half. I talked to Brett Jody about that. If he wants to see if a pitcher can get out of a jam, he'll let him in, whereas if you're in a race, you might go to the bullpen. Oliver 2-0 to Millage. Line caught. Double play maybe. Not quite.
Thank goodness.
Minakazi raced to the bag. How often are the Barnstormers going to do that in one season? But fortunately this time, Minakazi was off the bag and Bell was able to scramble back in.
2 times really in my mind other than Amaral and then Gindles. Just a shot right at first base. Easy double play.
It happened to Trayvon Robinson, I believe. Yeah, Trayvon Robinson did it in Bridgeport on Tuesday night. A line drive double play right to first. That just hurts right there.
Oh, it
Millage,
does.
great at bat.
Cuts
Wonderful
like a knife.
piece of hitting. If Minakazi isn't right there, it scores a run. We're all set up for a big inning. Breaking ball is down and away to Coronado. Ball 1 and no strikes. Now you could see that being the difference in this ball game now.
Right there.
I've never seen a team line out to first base with runners on more often than the Barnstormers do. And they're able to avoid the double play this time. To Coronado, fly ball out to right. This will do no harm. There is Guzman to make the play. Oliver wiggles out of it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Lancaster leaves 2. Will go to the 7th. The Patriots are up 6-1.
Okay, John, shelves are stocked.
So are the new Fast Play games from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Just pick your game, get your ticket, and see if you've won.
Like Sunny Money, with top prizes of $5,000.
Yep. Winning's never been faster.
Not faster than me clearing these shelves.
Dude, I hope you're even faster at restocking.
Yeah.
Fast Play. Play fast, win instantly. The Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Gockenauer Appliances in East Petersburg is your hometown appliance store with hometown values. We always give back to our community, and this year we are proud to be a sponsor of the East Petersburg Amphitheater Project. Stop in and purchase from us and keep your money here, helping others in your community. We are back again this season with a $25,000 giveaway at the stadium, and you can stop in and register for a Barnstormers game jersey. We want to be your appliance store and give back to all of you. Gockenauer Appliances in East Petersburg.
Six runs on 10 hits, no errors, and 10 runners left on base so far for Somerset. The Barnstormers a run on 4 hits with 1 error and 5 runners left on. John Anderson will work his second inning and face third baseman Scott Kelly, who is 1 for 2 with a walk so far here tonight. Meanwhile, we have women throwing axes at bullseyes and nailing it. The Axe Women are here tonight.
Are you ever good at darts or anything special, Dave?
I played them. I was all right.
Yeah?
You cannot live in Wisconsin and not play darts.
Okay.
It's the culture in Wisconsin is just something I've never even come close to elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Life is lived in the taverns in Wisconsin, whether you drink or not.
So billiards and darts.
Life's just lived in the taverns. They're the social centers of virtually every small town there. First pitch from Anderson here is launched out the right field, leaping try.
Off the glove.
Out there by Trayvon Robinson, kicks off his glove. He's having a hard time collecting it. Kelly is going to race into third, and he is standing with a triple. Aaron Eggleston will come to the plate. He is officially 1 for 1.
Looks like Benner's going to take a lap out there to see Robinson.
That's the last thing the Barnstormers need, but
came down funny into the wall.
Millage and Robinson have been banged up for 2 months. So Kelly is at third, and Anderson's going to have his hands full trying to wiggle out of this. You don't see many triples to right field in this ballpark, and yet tonight there have been 2.
Well-placed one of them by Pacholi, just right down the line, just an absolute sizzling one.
Because we can't see it from here. You don't know what happened when that ball got into the right field corner.
Absolutely not. Whether it's rattling around or Robinson can't pick it up.
So they're tending to Trayvon Robinson out in right field. The Barnstormers are pretty much out of players already.
Nothing like getting Garner to put on a glove and get out in the outfield.
And hopefully everyone will be healed up
for Monday.
As
we say it again and again and again, how important and prevalent that is.
And that's right now the goal.
Yep.
The Barnstormers might have to come back in the second half if they don't win Monday, but they've got to play for Monday. This series, you want to get a couple of wins out of this, but it's all about Monday right now and getting this team back healthy and ready to go. And that is the point that the Barnstormers make about the reschedule of that game, is that the whole situation was going to change in 16 days. The Barnstormers did not agree to this change in the schedule. It was thrust upon them. And
here comes Garner.
Yeah, Garner's going to go in. Well, Garner replaces Robinson. He'll bat in the number 2 spot in the batting order.
Guess he was just shooken up pretty bad when he came down and hit the wall. Hopefully Garner's up to caliber to play a little.
He's got the jammed middle finger on the left hand.
Okay, on his
it's gonna
glove
be,
hand.
It's on his, his glove hand. It hampers him throwing or swinging the bat.
Yeah, of course.
Anderson allowed to take a warm-up throw or two here. Monday night's going to be interesting. The Barnstormers will either be celebrating or they're going to be doing some complaining.
Oh, yeah.
Runner at third. Eggleston will get the step in against Anderson. He has reached on catcher's interference. He has been hit by a pitch, and he is singled into center field.
And the rain is back.
Infield will play up for the Barnstormers here, which I'm not sure I agree with right now.
Me
First
neither.
pitch is inside to Eggleston, ball 1. You've got to get outs. Down by 5. Here comes the 1-0 to Eggleston, high and inside. 2 balls, no strikes. The funny part of it is, if Garner is the guy out there on the Kelly drive, it might be caught.
Yeah.
Because he's 4 or 5 inches taller than Trayvon. Two balls and no strikes. Rodriguez waiting on deck, and that is a strike. 2-1 from Anderson. Somerset with 2 in the first, 4 in the third. And we sit 6-1 in the top of the 7th inning. The pitch is low, and Aaron Eggleston will bat at 3-1. There will be another hot streak for the Barnstormers, I would have to believe, before this year is out. But this week, oh my, it has been nasty. Ball 4 is low. Eggleston picks up the walk. 5 bases on balls issued by the Barnstormers tonight. We get back to the top of the order, and Alfredo Rodriguez, who's 0 for 3 with a walk. Well, it's now 6-2 New Britain in the 7th inning.
Yeah, text Chris saying you're liking what they're doing out there.
Might have to kiss Stan's feet. And
you go ahead. I'll stay here.
I was going to say that's not exactly a thought that I relish.
No, I wouldn't either.
Called strike on the
Be a
inside
little
corner.
concerned if
I
you
mean, Stan's a good friend, but
you got to draw the line somewhere.
I definitely have to draw a line somewhere.
You give him a hug.
High pop up here, back of the plate, now to play. Rodriguez at no balls and 2 strikes. Anderson looking, I think, for a strikeout here. He'll go for it.
Strikeout double play. That's
Against
all the Barnstormers need, right? Well,
Alfredo Rodriguez.
Need and could help.
Long Island, meanwhile, is up 8-3 at Southern Maryland. Sugar Land and Bridgeport tied 1-1.
Yeah, talking about streaking teams, the Long Island Ducks.
They've been exploiting Southern Maryland. Again, Southern Maryland, what are they doing? Playing for Monday.
That's right. It could be a really dismal game, just all around.
Ball 1 and 2 strikes the count. And I think we're going to be playing Monday night in weather like we've seen tonight. These on and off showers, that's what I'm gathering. 1-2, punched out the right field.
The ball will
Garner
find you.
is there to make the catch. Tagging is Kelly. Here comes the throw. Here's the tag by Clark. Double play. You don't run on Cole Garner. 9-2, 2 outs, and still at first base is Eggleston. Garner set himself up perfectly to get behind that throw. It's not his right hand that's hurting.
The ball will find you. And it found him, and then he got the ball and chucked it all the way in to find Tyler Clark. Bang, bang, play at the plate. Wow.
Beautiful throw for Cole Garner.
On a dime.
2 outs, and here is the second baseman, Justin Trapp, who is 2 for 4. Has a single and a double here tonight. Swing and a miss against Anderson. It is 0-1. You cannot make that play any better than Garner did, and you have to keep in mind Kelly is a fast runner. That was not a slug coming home.
No.
Swing and a miss over a breaking ball. Anderson has Trapp set up, no balls and 2 strikes. Garner positioned himself perfectly to get everything he had behind that throw, and it was right on the dot.
Right where it had to be.
To Tyler Clark. 0-2, 2 outs. Runner takes off, and Clark won't be able to get rid of a throw. Eggleston steals second. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Trapp. Eggleston had a great jump, too. It's 12th stolen base, and Clark just when he went to pull the ball out of it, when he went to pull the ball out of the glove, it slipped from his hand ever so slightly, and at that point, all was lost.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll discuss signals, no timeout charged.
You ever run into any instances where they thought calls or signs were being stolen around second base? It's tough.
Yeah,
it's really tough.
It is tough. Just inside, 2-2. Here's my thought on that. If you think somebody's stealing your signs, change your signs.
Oh yeah, that's been my recipe.
Why
for...
do you have signs in the first place?
Yeah.
So the other team doesn't know what you're doing. If they figure it out.
It's the same thing in certain colleges where they'll use the number board and everyone will have something on their forearm where they go through codes.
2-2, foul ball back.
Have you been familiar with that?
Hire
too?
a Navajo.
Oh, yeah, there you go. There you go.
What was that movie, Wind Talkers?
But that stuff, just change your signs. You shouldn't need a different, 153 or certain things for people to refer to be safe, quote unquote.
Eggleston, the runner at second. Justin Trapp bats 2-2, 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Defense basically straight away against Trapp, who's sprayed the ball around. He does have 5 hits in this series. 1 to right, 1 to left, and 2 to center. Two-two pitch on the way, and that's nubbed out ahead of the plate. Clark from up the third base line throws, and Sean Halton somehow secured that baseball. The throw was low, and it looked like it was about ready to roll free from the glove. And for a split second, it might have, but Halton masked it well. No runs, 1 hit with no errors, and 1 man left on base. Thanks to Cole Garner, John Anderson gets through a leadoff triple. It's time for the 7th inning stretch, 6-1 Somerset.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com. Local Flavor. Come on, everybody. Localflavor.com. Local Flavor. Localflavor.com. Local Flavor.
The weather is teasing us. During the inning break, it started raining fairly heavily for, 20 seconds?
Yep.
Garrett Weber swings and misses against Will Oliver, starting off the bottom of the seventh. Weber with an RBI double, and he has struck out looking. Just a solid effort tonight for Oliver. The Barnstormers had that big chance back in the second, and he pinned runners at second and third. Not much else has developed here, at least not the last inning. Slow bounder toward third. It takes a big hop for Kelly, and his throw will pull the first baseman Minikazi off the bag. And we'll see how Joel rules this one. Kelly charging the play.
Well,
made
he
a
charged,
low throw.
he bobbled, and he threw wild. So looks like they're already getting out.
Joel is he's watching it again.
Yeah, I imagine.
On the stream and deliberating about it.
But that was what I saw. Yeah, he charged it, and then he bobbled it, and then he threw wild for it.
Tyler Clark to the plate. He is 0 for 2. He has struck out looking and grounded a second.
And
it'll be an infield
decision.
base hit for Weber.
It was anything but routine.
There's a bunt by Clark. If it stays fair, he's got a base hit. They're letting it roll. Fair ball off the bag. Tyler Clark on with a bunt single. Kelly let it go. Clark can motor, and that forced the play, and that stayed on the dirt and fair the entire way.
And if I'm Hoover, I do the same thing.
Rushing up against the bag.
I lay down a bunt. If anything, just move the guys over. Stormers need to put something on the board going into the really deep into this game now.
Weber at second, Clark the runner at first.
And they're prepared.
Brian Hoover to the plate. He is 0 for 2. He has swung the bat well, but can't get anything to fall. 1 out of 10 for Hoover now as a Barnstormer. The corners creep in. And that is high for a ball 1-0. I will say this. If Brian Hoover can hit the ball on the left side, he's probably got a base hit. There's a gulf.
There's a
between
lot of real
Kelly,
estate there,
who is guarding the line and playing up, and the shortstop Rodriguez, who is shadowing behind Weber at second base. To Hoover, swings away and misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bo Amaral, a center fielder, waits on deck. Lancaster needs to make something out of this.
They do. They really do. And I think if Hoover's able to chop something the other way, if anything, it just loads the bases, and Amaral, who's batted well with the bases loaded.
1-1, breaking ball cut on and missed.
That went 12-6, it looked like.
Oliver has been rather deadly with the deuce. He has 3 called third strikes and 2 swinging third strikes.
And Schumann warming up in the pen. Getting optimistic. We're just running out of arms.
To Hoover, here's the 1-2, moves him back. Oh, strike 3 called. He was jumping back out of the way. The pitch tailed and got the corner. That is the 4th called third strike. Now Bo Amaral stepping in. Amaral is 0 for 3. Well, Ross was playing for the big inning there.
He really was, having Hoover swing away. But with whom was coming up, he's the manager for a reason.
First and second now with 1 out. Amaral hasn't been able to square up anything against Oliver. He's been off balance all night. Right-hander comes set, glances back at the runners, and strike 1 taken to Amaral. Oliver has pitched a very strong game. Cole Garner on deck. He'd bat for the first time tonight. Ground ball to third. Bobbled for second by Kelly, but he'll step to the bag. His throw is high and pulls Minikazi off again. And the Barnstormers are still alive in the inning. 5 unassisted on the force against Weber. The second errant throw by Scott Kelly this frame.
Yep.
And it's first and second with 2 outs for Cole Garner. And we'll see how well Cole can swing the bat here tonight. It did not look pretty Wednesday morning. He struck out his 2 at-bats before coming out of the game with that jammed finger. Garner is hitting .280 with 5 homers, 19 runs batted in, and a nice .538 slugging percentage. 2 outs, 2 on. Garner batting with Halton on deck. This is a deadly combination when they get it going.
Oh.
Check swing by Cole, but he went too far. It's a strike, 0-1.
And Cole's got some words for sure.
First 2 men reaching base here this inning. Lancaster is 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position tonight. 0 for the last 7 since the RBI double for Weber. Swing and a miss. Garner down 0-2. Oliver trying to put this inning away and again keep the Barnstormers off the board. Lancaster has had its share of base runners. Nothing in 2. The set. And Garner takes a pitch in the dirt, trickling away from Donaghy. Tyler Clark is not that daring.
There's no need to be. They don't need to make that out over there at third base because if Garner can come up with something, he's going to score from second.
Might be different in a 1-run game.
Oh, yeah.
Or a tie game, you might take the gamble down by 5.
Tie game,
absolutely
take
not.
the gamble, but you're not here.
1-2 to Garner. And the pitch, breaking ball, smacked back to the hill. Oliver plays hot potato with it for a second and then fires to first, ending the inning. 1-3, pitches out of it. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. The Barnstormers strand 2. On to the 8th we go, and it's still 6-1 in favor of Somerset.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Not only does the Federal Tap House have the largest selection of craft draft beers in Lancaster City, they have amazing food to go along with those elite beers. Open every day for both lunch and dinner, their menu has something for everyone, including a special lunch menu available every Monday through Friday, as well as their normal menu. So when you're in the mood for great wood-fried pizzas, handcraft coal-fired burgers, or our all-inspiring duck fat fries, head over to the Federal Tap House. That's the Federal Tap House, 201 North Queen Street in downtown Lancaster, open by 11:30 every day of the week.
Scott Schumann in for the 8th inning. He's in his 45th ball game of the season. He is tops on the ball club, tied with, now ahead of Daniel Moscas, who's been in 44 games. Kevin Munson in 44. Downing in 43. Carter in 43. Anderson in 42. We've talked about how evenly spread the work has been amongst these quality relievers that Ross has put in here. It's Schumann against Pacholi, Rakusin, and Minikazi in the top half of the 8th inning. 3-0, 2.74. Schumann with 55 strikeouts. in 42 2/3 innings.
The bullpen once again has come in and stomped out the Flames back-to-back days. Anderson coming in, putting 2 good innings of work. Munson yesterday, 2 good innings of work. Moscas, a good inning of work, and such else. And now they're emulating and going right back to it.
Here is Piccoli. He has a triple and has scored a run tonight, 1 out of 3 officially. 11 hits for the Somerset Patriots, but out of those 4 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run. They lead 6-1. Schumann's first pitch is over but low. Ball 1 on Piccoli. Halton, Bell, and Millage for the Barnstormers in the lower half of the 8th inning. Schumann deals and it's called a strike on the outside corner. We're at 1-1. New Britain 6, York 2, now in the top half of the 8th inning. And tonight we're going to be halfway through the second half.
Yep.
First half still undecided, but we're halfway through the second half. Breaking ball, good for strike 2. It tickled the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, this half started with so much promise, but the Barnstormers have hit a soft spot, running into a buzzsaw in Bridgeport, and well, Somerset's just being Somerset. Ball 2 is low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Defense set up straight away. Schumann to the plate, got him, a swing and a miss. Piccoli goes down. 1 out here in the 8th. Schumann has recently given up some runs here at Clipper Magazine Stadium. He did in his first 17 appearances in this ballpark. Zach Rakusin, the batter. He struck out back in the 6th, batting for Kyle Roller.
Thank goodness.
Schumann fires a strike to Rakusin. It's 0-1. Scott not messing around out there tonight.
Can't afford to.
Yep.
Can't afford to be cute with anybody. Need to rear back, fire strikes, and get in and out.
Minakazi on deck. 0-1. That one breaks low. He got a check swing, but Rakusin was able to hold on. Ball 1, strike 1. There is a Georgetown College in Kentucky with a baseball program, so I'm not sure whether it's Georgetown University or Georgetown College where he played. Ball 2 is high, 2 balls and a strike. And there may be another one in Texas. It's like playing at Concordia. Which one? How many of them are there?
Yes.
2 and 2. Chris Coast played for one of those in Minnesota.
Chris Coast.
Moorhead, Minnesota.
Good old Chris Coast.
I know that my niece is a graduate from there. And they were
32-year-old rookie catcher.
They were relative contemporaries. Well, Coast is a great independent league success story.
He was
at the time the Northern League, I guess.
Absolutely.
And then
I'm not taking anything away from the guy.
Yeah, he was in the Eastern League at one point. Wonderful fellow.
Especially with the Phillies knowing how to bring up guys through their organization at age 28 and older.
Ball 4 is low. Schumann gives up the walk to Rakusin. Just after I said he wasn't messing around.
Yeah,
me too. Struck out one batter, got ahead 0-1. Loses Rakusin. Minakazi steps in. Runner holds on. The pitch is low from Schumann. Ball 1, no strikes. Minakazi batting with Guzman on deck. again, you're just trying to limit the number of pitches you throw right now, I would think. But that's the 6th walk given up by the Barnstormers staff tonight. 1-0. Nice set by Schumann. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. That's part of where Schumann is different from the guy that pitched in the Tampa Bay and San Francisco organizations a few years ago, where I think he will tell you he was a thrower. And he's learned a great deal more about the craft of pitching here the last few years. 1 ball, 1 strike on Minikazi, the first baseman. Runner takes off. The pitch is lined to right center on the hit and run, and this is going to score a man because Amaral will take it deep into the hole in right center field. Here comes Rakusin. He will come across standing on a single by Mark Minikazi. On the hit and run, it's Enos Slaughter's mad dash. It's now 7-1. RBI single, driving in a runner from first base. You won't see it often, but that was clear as a bell. As soon as Minikazi hit that ball, that Rakusin was going to be able to race around and score. Carlos Guzman stepping in. He is 2 out of 4. Well, the unpleasantness of this week continues for this Barnstormers ball club. And somewhere this team needs to decompress. Something's got to break this up. They're actually hoping for rain showers after the 5th inning tonight. That didn't come into play. Rain never halted play here. Ball is inside, 1-0 on Guzman. Schumann up and away. 2-0. Scott Schumann, and the same could be said for Anthony Carter. They're not the same guys when they're not in that 8th and 9th inning hold on to the lead situation.
I think
they lose their focus, it seems.
Yeah,
I did. I just did.
I'm
I actually just did. Amazing how we think alike.
I know.
2 balls and nothing. High pop-up foul and out of play.
I was thinking Munson, I think. Munson's better at the end, was and still is at times.
The mentality of the game is just different. If you look at Schumann and Carter's track records this year, their numbers working with a lead are pretty incredible. Whereas Schumann has tended to give up runs is when he's come into a game where the Barnstormers have been trailing. The 2-1 offering is way inside and low. Guzman batting at 3 balls and a strike. And believe me, you'd much rather have it that way.
Oh, of course.
Guzman batting. Donahue waits on deck. The inning started off well. Schumann to Guzman, 3 balls and a strike.
What a change.
Bottom fell out of that. Swing and a miss, 3-2.
Went to the 3-2 changeup. And Guzman was looking fastball dead red.
That's kind of a gutsy decision right there.
I agree.
6-2 New Britain now in the bottom of the 8th inning on the other side of the river. Lancaster hoping to retain a 1-game lead. Obviously, the Barnstormers have to get their own house back in order. High fly ball, left center field, hit well by Guzman. Sprinting back is Amaral. He's not getting it. That ball bouncing out to the wall. Chugging to third is Minikazi. He will stay there. And Guzman into second with a long double to left center field. Second one he's hit tonight. The runners are at second and third. Guzman standing at second base. Has to be wondering, Minikazi singles with a runner at first.
And he gets all the way home.
And drives in a run. I don't get an RBI with a double. Where is this game fair?
No justice.
Second and third with 1 out. And Donahue coming in. Scott Patterson's using the final timeout the Barnstormers have at their disposal tonight. It's one of those times you would love to have an off day. Oh, wait a minute. This is day 4 of 34 in a row for this Barnstormer ball club. Mound visit has come to a conclusion. Donahue will bat, and the Barnstormers are going to keep the what are they doing with their infielders? Weber was going back.
Yep,
Coronado was coming up. Now they're all coming in.
If you can't beat them, join them.
7-1.
Kind of like in basketball. That's what it's all turned to. If you can't beat them, join everybody.
Schumann is low. Trickles free from Clark. He scrambles after it. Nobody moves. Ball 1 and no strikes. 7-1 now in the top of the 8th. Men at second and third with 1 out. Still a decent chance for the Barnstormers to hold first place after tonight. But what has really taken a beating this week, more than the Barnstormers' place in the standings, has been the team's stats. They had such a huge run differential coming into these last few days. It's no longer there. Ball 2 is low, 2-0 on Donahue. I mean, this has been one of the worst weeks I can remember in terms of just the scores of these ball games. But well, let's just get it out of the way. 2-0, strike taken, 2-1. And I think it'll clear up Monday and later. I think Monday is just in the forefront of everybody's mind on this ball club right now. Upstairs, make it 3-1 on Donahue.
And Schumann's beginning to fly open a little more. It's like he's trying to just blow something by the guys. Looks kind of like how Shirley was at the in spots of yesterday.
Minakazi, the runner at third. Guzman at second base. I think once we're clear of Monday, win or lose, you're going to see a different ball club.
Oh, yeah. A good or bad?
3 balls, 1 strike. Schumann to Donahue, popped up foul, coming back and out of play. We go to 3-2. Payoff pitch is due. Just don't want to give up anything else here.
You really can't afford to.
Payoff pitch, that's high, ball 4. 4th straight man to reach base. And the pitching is going through these stretches. You get these big innings. Scott Kelly will step in with the bases loaded. He tripled and scored last inning. Well, didn't score. He was thrown out at the plate, rather. On that great toss by Garner. That and a couple of extra base hits early. The Barnstormers highlight reel for tonight. It's short. 13 hits for Somerset. Again, the average for the last 6 games has been 9 runs and 14 hits off of Lancaster pitching, so we're just about there on the night. Schumann to the plate. Kelly swinging and missing. 0-1, but this is a very long inning now for Schumann. And that's what the Barnstormers need to get away from.
You have him at 20-some pitches, 26 pitches.
And I may be short.
Oh.
To Kelly, in the air towards center field. Amaral is there to make the catch.
He's going to motor.
Tagging is Minakazi, and then a throw goes to third base, and they double up. Guzman there.
The run does score,
The run does score. Minakazi home on the sac fly, and then we get a double play, 8-3-5 on that?
Yes, sir.
Guzman out. over at third on the DP, but it's 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. 1 man is left. Bottom of the 8th. We'll head our way. It's 8-1 Somerset.
Enjoy great ballpark food at discount prices. The Lancaster Barnstormers offer numerous chances to enjoy your favorite ballpark foods this summer. On Sundays, Burke's hot dogs are only $1 all game long. Hess's Barbecue brings back the all-you-can-eat pig roast on Mondays and all-you-can-eat chicken and ribs on Tuesdays. Tuesdays are also Fill Your Tummy nights at the stadium where, for only $10, you can stuff yourselves with popcorn, hot dogs, fries, nachos, and soda. Upstairs, we have Pat's Pizza and Pinball Mondays and Fat Pig's Wing Wednesdays where you can pair food and beer with a Barnstormers game. Barnstormers baseball, make a night of it.
Silicon, microprocessors, and thousands of lines of code. Raw elements transformed into innovation by Lexus. For a limited time, experience advanced safety technology for yourself at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. But hurry, these offers won't last. Now through September 5th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg.
Lancaster down 7. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Sean Halton leading off. He'll be followed by Josh Bell and Lastings Millage. Halton with a triple here tonight. He had a long on-base streak working. It was broken up in the day game on Wednesday. Failed to reach. Ball 1 is inside to him. 1 ball and no strikes. Defense very fanned out here. Oliver comes back. The breaking ball is hit in the air down the right field line. Giving chase is Guzman. He'll dive, and he won't be able to make the play. Another extra base hit for Halton. He'll cruise into second with a double. Blooper down the right field line, and Halton has his 52nd extra base hit of the year. 25 doubles, 5 triples, and 22 home runs. Josh Bell stepping in. He has walked and singled. Another base runner for the Barnstormers. They've actually had 10 in the game. They haven't been dead at the plate. Bell drives one deep to left center. Back on this goes Eggleston. He is there to make the catch, firing in quickly to hold Halton at second base. 1 out. Lastings Millage to the plate. He is 0 for 2 with a tough luck line drive right into Minikazi's glove back in the 6th inning with 2 teammates aboard. Lancaster's hasn't been able to get runs home tonight, but let's save it for another day. 1 or 2 extra runs tonight would make a whole heck of a lot of difference. To Millage, a ball is low, 1-0.
Oliver's just put together a very tremendous start.
He certainly has. Hey, New Britain scored again. It's 7-2 in the 9th inning.
One thing's going right around here. Sadly, it's across the bridge. You get ready.
It was more fun when both teams were winning every night.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was a heck of a lot more fun. Now you can text Daryl, say, all right, when we both win, we win. Or when you win, we win. When you lose, we're losing as well. So no one's gaining any ground.
They made up one game when they were in Somerset and we were in Bridgeport.
Uh-huh. sure Daryl's saying the same stuff with Matt, that they can't believe this.
Ball 3 is outside and low on Millage.
We're both running into the
Coronado's
same
on deck.
wall.
Right-handed action has started in the Somerset bullpen. Three-0 on the way. Lasting should be taking. He is. It's a strike. 3-1. It's not likely that Oliver will go all the way here tonight. The only pitcher who has against the Barnstormers this year has been Matt Larkin, with that brilliant effort up at Long Island.
He had another good outing against Thompson the other day.
Second strike to Millage, 3-2. Oliver walked Bell in the second inning and Millage in the fourth. That has been all. Lancaster with 7 hits, 3 for extra bases. Time called. Lastings will back away. And we're butting up against a 3-hour-long ball game once again. Aller checking back on Halton. Here's the payoff. Millage fouls it at home plate. Still 3-2. Coronado on deck. Just love to see this run score. It would be mentally uplifting. They've gone into a rain delay down at Southern Maryland. Ducks leading 8-4. It's an official game.
The Ducks and Crabs in a rain delay.
Those are
they can play through water.
Storms that have been rolling through northern Virginia. My county in a tornado warning at one point today. My home county down there. Swing and a miss. 2 outs, and Coronado will check in. 7 strikeouts for Oliver. Coronado is 1 for 3. Base hit into right field back in the second inning. The Barnstormers looked like they were at least going to tie the game in the second and couldn't get that second run across. And they haven't been able to do anything since. The Garrett Weber RBI double. Halton still at second base with 2 gone here. As I say, it ultimately doesn't look like it's going to matter. Nate takes a cut and bounces a foul. The bat boy will have to charge in and make the play. If you're the Barnstormers, you really wish now you still had that off day on Monday. Ooh. That could come in really handy.
Another golf outing day. Nice breaking ball.
Just caught the outside corner. Yeah. It is 0-2 on Coronado.
Well, the way Oliver is even working through, if it's close as a Barnstormers hitter, you might have to swing at it because he's probably earned the benefit of the doubt.
Oliver's pitch count at 112.
So that's probably the end for him.
To Coronado, 0-2, swing and a miss again at the breaking ball. The throw is going to have to go to first.
The nonchalant
completing
throw.
The out, 2-3. Oliver arguably finishing his night with a couple of strikeouts. Total of 8, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We're going to the 9th. Somerset up 8-1. Lancaster Bible College has been around since 1933, but did you know that they offer degrees in much more than just Bible?
LBC offers degrees in criminal justice, business, professional counseling, and more, as well as graduate and seminary degrees in areas like Christian care, chaplaincy, education, and leadership studies. To learn more about LBC and the programs they offer, visit lbc.edu. That's lbc.edu.
Enjoy baseball and music this summer at Clipper Magazine Stadium. No matter what your taste in music might be, we have a night for you. Rock, oldies, country, funk, jazz, we have it all covered over 8 weekend nights this season. Each of those evenings will kick off with a Barnstormers game at 6:30. Following the baseball action, music will take the spotlight to complete our entertainment doubleheader. Check your Lancaster Barnstormers pocket schedule or our website at www.lancasterbarnstormers.com to check out the concert dates. Barnstormers Baseball. Make a night of it.
Anthony Carter is going to work the top of the ninth just to get some throws in here, and also because there may not be anybody else. It's not that Carter absolutely needs the work. He pitched on Wednesday. 44th game for Anthony, 3-2 with 25 saves and a 3.4 ERA. And if he's going to have a bad outing, I guess this would be the time for it. He hasn't had a bad outing in a very long time.
Let's hope he doesn't choose to have one today.
Yeah, you don't want to see it. Scoreless 17 appearances in a row, 1 inning at a time. First pitch here, misses for a ball on Aaron Eggleston, who is 1 for 1. Walk, hit batter, catcher's interference, and a single. He's just about run the gamut. Inside, that is ball 2. They can reach on a drop third strike right now. We're running out of options. 2 balls and no strikes to Eggleston. 7 walks given up by Barnstormers pitching tonight. Ball 3 is low. When it's not a safe situation, his focus just is not there. The same is true with Schumann when it's not a hold situation.
It's just not clicking at the moment.
That's when he has the poor outings. 3-0 pitch. Carter finds the range for a strike. It is 3-1. And I think if you're Ross, you hated to have to go to Carter here, but I think he was pretty much out of options. There's a ground ball, second. 1 hop to Weber. Eggleston turns into an easy out, 4-3. And in will step Alfredo Rodriguez. Now that's the Anthony Carter we're used to seeing, the leadoff ground ball.
That's right. And that's what he needs. Just chuck it in there, see what your fielders can do for you. That way you don't have to use a lot of pitches and expend a lot of energy.
Carter, the results and to some extent the approach, very similar to Marcus Walden.
Okay.
The closer back in 2015, who had a similar run of success in the second half to what Carter's had now since a couple of months ago. Foul ball back by Rodriguez. It is 0-1. Just more ground balls than strikeouts. Fouled at the plate. It's 0-2. I think Carter has simply been sensational. There's no two ways around it. And we're going to soon have the balloting for Barnstormers Player of the Year. And to me, it's Halton versus Carter. And how do you choose?
Okay, it's the last person on it's current roster spots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fastball high off the glove, ball 1. Because you want to have the person there.
Well, of course, yeah,
for the award ceremony. So generally somebody who's been there most to all of the year.
Was Blake that last year? Or was
2012? Last year it was actually the closer, Corey Burns.
Who went to the Mets.
Foul ball back.
Organization.
1-2 on Rodriguez. Trap waiting on deck. Corey saved 31 last year. Cole Garner, the winner in 14. It's fan balloting, by the way.
Okay.
2 and 2.
So do you get a vote?
Scott Gracie was the winner in 15. Just exceptional in the setup role. I and the coaching staff will select the nominees. That's our job. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Carter to Rodriguez just fouled at home plate. Still 2 and 2. It's not over yet in York, but they haven't scored either. I don't want to dig into the details of that game. I'm afraid I'm going to see bases loaded, nobody out. 2-2. Knocked out toward left field, charging in Millage. He won't get to it. A base hit for Rodriguez, a 1-out runner. Here in the 9th, that is the 14th hit for the Patriots. Justin Trapp to the plate. 2 for 5. There have been some games this week. Last night, tonight, Tuesday, and last Saturday. So that's 4 games where the opponents have gotten to the 6th time through the batting order in a 9-inning game. Strike called on Trapp. It is 0-1. That is disturbing.
I agree.
It's long. It's tiring. It's tiring on the defense.
All aspects of the game.
0-1, fouled down the right field side. Trapp will bat at 0-2. That is outside for a ball, 1-2. By the way, I should mention, I got to make sure Kristen knows this, because they've been unorthodox, but the Barnstormers have turned 2 double plays. So, Bonefish Grill comes into play here.
On the bright side of things.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fly
Trapp.
ball to right by Trapp. Chasing it into the corner is Garner. Cole will get there for the 2nd out. Trapp's
Chucks
retired.
one quick into first. Almost gets another one.
Pacholi, 1 for 4, coming to the plate.
Wonder if the Stormers do refer a friend to the ball club type thing. Kind of, I can't think of what it actually is. When you bring somebody in, you get like a monetary gift.
Referrals,
like such like that.
Fastball for a strike called. It's 0-1 on Pacholi.
Because who better to find another teammate than your 25 man?
These guys do that,
Oh,
too.
yeah, I know.
Half our team last year was built off guys
Brewers,
that were friends
Blue
of Casey
Jays,
Hobson.
Oh, there it is, yeah.
Fouled at the plate, 0-2. All those Toronto guys, Michael Krause and some of the pitchers, Caleb Gindel, Kevin Ahrens. That's how they all got here. No balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Carter ready to go. The pitch fouled back to the screen by Pacholi, and this is forcing Carter deeper into the inning. Runner at first base, Rodriguez, not being held by Halton. Nothing in 2. Pacholi digging in. Here's the wind. Carter to the plate, and that's nubbed back toward the mound. Carter will pick it up and fire to end the inning. So the scoreless inning streak, the scoreless appearances streak continue for Carter. 18 of each. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th, and a miracle is needed. It is Somerset 8, Lancaster 1.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that would bring your baseball memories to life. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Hey Barnstormers fan, be in the know as soon as it happens. We have a number of social media options for you to stay in touch with everything Stormers. Know what Silo's up to, the latest player moves, game results, schedule changes, and be the first to get in on surprise flash deals. Or simply buy our tickets or ask us questions. So like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter or Instagram, watch us on YouTube, and be a part of the growing Barnstormers family on social media.
So it is Ronnie Shaban pitching the 9th inning. He of the Garrett Weber walk-off home run back on July 2nd. A much more fun game than this one has been. It'll be Weber, Clark, and Hoover. Somerset built a 6-1 lead over the first 3 innings and then added 2 in the 8th. Weber is 2 for 3 with a double and a run batted in. He and Halton have the extra base hits tonight, which is reminiscent of that final week of the first half. Is lost in all the success Weber had with the 6 home runs in 6 days. Halton had a pretty good week then, too. Shaban ready to go, and to Garrett. High fly ball hit pretty well out towards center. Piccioli going back, all the way back, leaps at the wall, and cannot get it. It's a home run for Garrett Weber to right center field. His dry spell is broken. He gets to Shaban again, and it's 8-2.
First pitch swinging, sends it just over the wall, I should say, not quite well over.
Yeah, Piccioli, a leaping try. He had to wait for a second.
Yeah, so he
to
just
make
starts
sure he
walking
didn't get
in.
it.
Didn't want to jokingly yep, got him.
Home run for Weber, his 12th of the year. The first since he connected against Shaban.
Oh, man.
5.5 weeks ago. Almost 6 weeks ago now. Inside and low to Tyler Clark. It is ball 1 and no strikes. Barnstormers get that second run on the board. Nice night for Weber. And he seems to have Shaban like Casey Hobson had Dennis O'Grady.
Oh, boy.
Not quite to that extent yet. 2-2 at bats as opposed to 4-5. 2-0 now on Clark. Hoover waiting on deck. And then you turn the lineup over to Amaral, and we'll see how far this inning can get. It is 8-2 in favor of the Somerset Patriots. To Clark, swing and a miss. 2 balls and a strike. He was trying to give me a Tyler Clark home run call. We do have an agreement after all. Bunt single for Clark back in the 7th inning. He's 1 out of 3 in this game. The 2-1. Sliced foul off to the left and out of play. 2-2. Game 3 of this series coming up tomorrow. Lancaster will have Rami Lewis taking the hill against the starting pitcher to be named later. Swing and a miss. Clark gone on strikes against Shaban, 1 away. Brian Hoover stepping in. He's 0 for 3. Because Somerset got rained out Monday and had a doubleheader Tuesday, so it jostles the rotation. And they're probably not in a situation where they want to use one of their starters on short rest. Again, it's that advantage of winning the first half. We wouldn't know. It's still not decided yet. Barnstormers can go into that mode if they win Monday. Fastball, strike one to Hoover. And what a good thing that would be. Southern Maryland thinking exactly the same way. Hoover batting 0-1. Shaban ready to deliver. That's a swing and a miss. 2 strikes. Amaral's been collared tonight. He waits on deck. The offense pretty much has been Halton and Weber.
Yep.
Weber has both runs batted in. Between those two, they're 5 for 7 with 4 extra base hits.
I think they have the cycle between. Nope, no one. Well, yeah, they have the cycle between them. I believe. Yeah. So if you
Weber has everything but the triple.
Yeah, and Holton's got the triple, and a double, anyways. But too bad you can't pick a pair to make the double, the cycle, for even like $5,000. Pick a pair.
To Hoover, 1-2. Breaking ball carves him up, a swing and a miss. Shaban has struck out 2 in a row. 10 Barnstormers have struck out tonight. The batter will be Bo Amaral, who is 0 for 4. All on ground balls tonight. He is hit back to the mound, to first, to short, into third. Equal opportunity ground baller.
Yep.
Cole Garner into the on-deck circle. Lancaster trails by 6. First pitch to Bo is below the knees. Ball 1, no strikes. Fouled away. 1-1. Well, the Barnstormers, the good news is we're going to be halfway through the second half at the end of play tonight, and the Barnstormers will still be in first place. They've held it for a while.
They just finalized in York. Yes, they did.
Yep. 7-2. Barnstormers getting help from the New Britain Bees, otherwise known as Barnstormers North.
Uh-huh.
Richmond is Barnstormers South. 2-1 on Amaral. Michael Krause, James Skelton.
Yep.
Michael Lee. Jamar Walton. Amaral will pop this up, should end the ball game. Scott Kelly searching the nighttime skies. The third baseman puts it away. We're done here. In the 9th inning, 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody is left on base. Wrap-up show will be coming your way next. Our final score this evening, the Somerset Patriots 8 and the Lancaster Barnstormers 2.
After you juggle the kids, sports, homework, housework, and squeeze in a moment for yourself, there isn't much time left to plan activities to keep your family having fun together. So give yourself a break and head to Strasburg Railroad, where the 45-minute steam train ride is just the beginning. There are family-friendly train events, vintage baseball, shop tours, a steampunk weekend, plus our popular Day Out with Thomas trains. The fun is as endless as your imagination. Reserve your tickets at strasburgrailroad.com.
The Federal Tap House is a great place to stop by after a Barnstormers game and continue your enjoyable evening in downtown Lancaster. Featuring 100 beers on tap, including many craft beers from here in Central PA, the Federal Tap House has something for everyone's palate, not to mention a full bar and elegant wine selection for the non-beer geeks in the group. For the entire lineup of brews, check online at federaltaphouse.com. That's at Federal Tap House, 201 North Queen Street, just blocks from Clipper Magazine Stadium, or at their other location in Harrisburg.
Well, the Lancaster Barnstormers, who had been red hot, have now dropped 5 out of the last 6, and the numbers now for 7 games say it all. Opposing teams with 64 runs on 99 hits in this 7-game span. It started with a thrilling 12-11 win, but the Barnstormers have now dropped 5 out of the last 6 tonight. 8-2, the final score. The Patriots with 8 runs on 14 hits, no errors, 13 runners left on base. And for Lancaster, 2 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, 8 left. The win goes to Will Oliver. He is 5-3. Jarrett Leverett with the loss. He falls to 7-6. No save in the ball game. We did have 1 home run. That was hit all the way back in the first inning by Kyle Roller for Somerset. The 1 home run is 17th. And then Garrett Weber, number 12 for the Barnstormers, right at the tail end, leading off the 9th inning. We have a time of game of, I have a conflict. This says 2:58, and on the outside it said 3:10, and 3:10 would seem to be right to me. And the attendance tonight, that was York. That was York, the 2:58.
I think we had a good 3 hours and 27 minutes.
It was 3:10.
3:10, really? Okay.
I just clicked on the wrong box score, apparently. I thought I had clicked on ours, but
same results.
3 hours and 10 minutes, the time of our game tonight, and the attendance was 3,982 on this Friday night at Clipper Magazine Stadium. 8-2 in favor of Somerset. And again, the story really was written in the first 3 innings. 2-run homer by Kyle Roller in the first, and then in the 3rd inning, with 1 out, a barrage of extra base hits got going for the Patriots. Justin Piccoli, a triple, then a double for Kyle Roller, a walk to Minikazi. Carlos Guzman doubled over Millage's head and left, and Adam Donahue drove in 2 with a double down the third baseline. And all of a sudden, it was 6-1. The Barnstormers never really able to climb back in the game. Somerset added a couple of runs in the 8th inning off of Scott Schumann. Weber finished off the scoring tonight with the leadoff homer in the bottom half of the 9th inning. So offensively tonight, Halton and Weber with the good games. The Barnstormers weren't able to take much advantage of their scoring opportunities. They were 0 for their last 11 with runners in scoring position. The only time that really it mattered was in the 2nd inning. The Barnstormers were down 2-0. They got an RBI double from Weber, had runners at 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. And Will Oliver able to strike out Tyler Clark and get Brian Hoover on a ground ball up the middle with Alfredo Rodriguez. Made a nice play on that, moving to his left, and that canceled out the Barnstormers' hopes in the 2nd inning. And the outfield arms came into play tonight. Beautiful throw by Cole Garner to double up Scott Kelly at home, and that's no easy task. Kelly, one of the faster guys in the league. Garner gunned him down, just an absolutely perfect throw in the 7th inning. And, of course, Anthony Carter able to extend his scoreless inning streak to 18 with the shutout 9th inning. He gave up that one single in the 9th inning. He very often does, but another shutdown inning for Anthony Carter here tonight. The trouble spot right now is the starting pitching, and I don't know if it's that they're going through some of these guys going through maybe a tired arm phase at the moment, or Ross has tried to avoid that like the plague with the 6-man rotation early in the year and not having guys go 7, 8, 9 innings even when they've been pitching a good ball game. But outside of John Kuchnow's spot start Wednesday morning, the last 6 starts for the Barnstormers really have not gone well. Bergeson had a good game into the 5th the other night and gave up some runs there. But the totals simply are not good. It's 41 runs now in 26 innings for the starting pitchers over the last 6 games. Obviously, that's a situation that's got to get turned around.
They can't afford to have those kinds of starts pile up like they have been in these latest days, and they're relying on the bullpen to come in, stomp out flame after flame, and they've done that the past couple nights, and it's been wonderful and very reassuring, especially when the offensive numbers aren't being put up. Yeah, they got to 8 hits today. They put up 4 hits in the 8th inning yesterday to get up to 7 or 8 hits for the game. So there's little spurts, but it's nothing like we've seen out of this team as this comeback team. They start out behind the 8 ball more than usual of late, and that's got to stop, and that starts with your starting pitching. When you've got tired arms, guys just treading on E for their energy is just depleted. All around, we're seeing another exhausted squad. Sooner or later, hopefully things pick up, and Barnstormers are going to click because, as we've mentioned more than once, more than twice, 3 times, they're playing for Monday. Monday, it's imperative that the best foot is put forward.
Yeah, Ross is managing for Monday. It's been set up that way. I'm sure that James Frisbee down in Southern Maryland is doing exactly the same thing with his series against the Long Island Ducks. He got to save the bullpen maybe a little bit tonight as the Ducks with the 8-4 lead, but a rain delay down at Southern Maryland, so they're either going to have a long night or a rain-shortened game, something we did not benefit from here in Lancaster. It started to shower a couple of times, but it's like somebody oops, I accidentally turned on the faucet and turned it right back off. There was never any heavy rain nor anything that lasted terribly long. Somerset with the 8-2 win here. James will have the out-of-town scores in a moment on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
Okay, John, shelves are stocked.
So are the new Fast Play games from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Just pick your game, get your ticket, and see if you've won.
Like Sunny Money, with top prizes of $5 grand.
Yep. Winning's never been faster.
Not faster than me clearing these shelves.
Dude, I hope you're even faster at restocking.
Yeah.
Fast Play. Play fast, win instantly. The Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Gockenauer Appliances in East Petersburg is your hometown appliance store with hometown values. We always give back to our community, and this year we are proud to be a sponsor of the East Petersburg Amphitheater Project. Stop in and purchase from us and keep your money here, helping others in your community. We are back again this season with a $25,000 giveaway at the stadium, and you can stop in and register for a Barnstormers game jersey. We want to be your appliance store and give back to all of you. Gockenauer Appliances in East Petersburg.
Got a band playing in the background. Here come the scores for this late night activities and festivities all around the Clipper Magazine Stadium. Here you go with the scores and the out of town. Somerset Patriots obviously over the Barnstormers in this one as the Barnstormers take one on the chin again. Back-to-back nights they suffer losses to the Patriots. This one be a score of 8-2. New Britain over the York Revolution, thankfully. That way the Barnstormers don't lose any ground and the York Revolution don't gain any ground in the division. Ducks over the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs 8-4. Bridgeport still playing, the only one left. The Bluefish and the Skeeters in favor of the Bluefish right now 4-1. It is the top of the ninth yet at the Harbor Yard. In the big leagues right now, there's plenty of games underway and a few games finalized. Right now, top 8 Boston 3-0 over their division rivals New York Yankees. There's still that delay, as I told you about earlier. The Giants and Nationals have yet to resume play whatsoever. The Mets and Phillies gone back and forth and back and forth. Right now it's the Mets up 6-5 as the Phillies ended up coming back to a degree around the middle innings. For the Pirates and Blue Jays, they were finalized. Buccos taking that one 4-2. Jamison Taillon over Marcus Stroman back-to-back days. Felipe Rivero with the save. The Twins and Tigers battling it out. Bottom 8 right now. Tigers trail back-to-back days once again. Twins up 7-4 right now in Comerica Park. The Rockies and Marlins 3-3 apiece right now going into the top 8. The first person to 40 home runs. It's not Aaron Judge. I'll tell you that. It's Giancarlo Stanton, the healthy Giancarlo Stanton, that is. Ending 9th inning for the Indians and Rays. That's the regulation there. Indians winning 5-0 over Tampa Bay. Bottom 5 right now in the Lone Star State for the Silver Boot, that is, between the Astros and Rangers. Only them. The Rangers right now leading 5-0 over Houston in that game. We've got Kansas City and the White Sox deadlocked 2-2 apiece. It's in the 6th inning of work right now. Top 5, Cincinnati absolutely opening a can of just whooping on the Brewers. 10-2 right now. Top 5, Braves and Cardinals 6-1 Braves. Adam Wainwright over the team he was drafted by, the Atlanta Braves, 6-1 right now. Cubbies and Diamondbacks 1-0 Chicago Cubs over the D-backs. It's only the first inning. Walker still toes the rubber right now against John Lackey. Couple games still yet to be played. The Orioles and Oakland Athletics at O.Co County Coliseum. It's Ubaldo Jimenez versus Paul Blackburn. Angels and Mariners, divisional game there. The Angels put forth Ricky Nolasco against Marco Gonzalez, and the Padres and Dodgers, they will take care of one another tonight. Clayton Richards versus Rich Hill in that ball game at 9:10 p.m. out on the coast. That's all for the out-of-town scores, both around the Atlantic League and at the Major League level. Dave?
Well, we have one quarter of this season basically left to go, one quarter of the season plus a very important makeup game coming up on Monday night. The Lancaster Barnstormers have, for the first time in a while, really hit the skids. And the first time, ultimately, all year, this ball club has struggled on a homestand. The first 2 games of this series have been lopsided victories for the Somerset Patriots. They've done it before here. And 9-3 last night, 8-2 here this evening. The games have pretty much been put away in the first 3 innings. It was 9-1 after 3 last night, 6-1 after 3 innings here tonight. And tomorrow night it's Rami Lewis. The Barnstormers will need some quality innings out of the left-hander. He'll come in with a record of 6 wins and 9 losses. We don't know at the moment who is starting for the Patriots in that ball game tomorrow night. It'll be played at 6:30. with fireworks to follow here at Clipper Magazine Stadium. So a very enjoyable evening coming up tomorrow. Make sure we're in your plans, but if you can't make it to the ballpark, be tuned in here. James and I will have the Gockenauer Home Appliances Dugout Report at 6:15 and the play-by-play action to follow. Until then, for my partner James Murray and all the cast and crew here at Clipper Magazine Stadium, I'm Dave Collins. Have a great evening, everyone, and we'll see you at the ballpark.